Comic Timing is member supported by listeners like you over at patreon.com/comic timing. We thank you very much for your continued support of the show. $1 a month is all it takes, friends. $1 a month. You get some behind the scenes access, occasional diaries, audio and video that we can throw your way whenever possible, and whatever fun stuff we can possibly think of. So patreon.com/comic timing once again for as little as $1 a month. And one-time donations are also available at paypal.me/IAM sci-fi. If you don't have a Patreon or you want to just give us a lump sum, we like lump sums. They're cool. Hey there, folks. My name is Ian Levinstein, and welcome to episode 292 of Comic Timing. And we got a Blue Team episode here as we go through a bunch of stuff that we have not talked about in the last couple of weeks as movies have come out, shows have come out. Every single bit of news for the year came out in a matter of 2 weeks, thanks to the combination of San Diego Comic-Con and D23. And tons of good stuff to talk about on this particular episode. Of course, joined by Mr. Casina. What's going on, Brent?
Hello.
Congratulations and welcome to your 40th year.
Hooray.
Hope you survive the experience. No, you'll survive. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. How was your bourbon tour, by the way?
The bourbon trip was amazing. I'm sipping on some I purchased on the bourbon trip.
Very nice.
And I did not hit them all. I gave myself a reason to go back. So good times.
Yeah, there you go. Raf Suhu to the left of me on the Zoom. What's going on, Raf?
Oh, the usual. Just Wolverining, Spider-Maning, doing stuff.
Snicked.
Let's go, bub.
And saw even more footage of that Wolverine game, and that shit looks bloody as hell in all the right ways. Chris Dawdis also joining us. Howdy, Chris.
I'm so tired.
You and me both, man. I slept like shit last night. But don't worry about it. We have a con to go to this weekend, so we're going to get plenty of sleep. Yeah.
Yay.
Let me reintroduce her as the zombie formerly known as Chris.
It's like the Adam Sandler zombie.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. For those of you unaware, by the way, we will have an episode coming out next week where we do our usual review of FlameCon and Anime NYC. So do stay tuned for that. As Anime NYC has not happened yet as we record this. That's later this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Donovan Morgan Grant also joining us. What up, Dono?
You do small potatoes. We do big potatoes.
Big potatoes.
Food.
I also appreciate that. So I was watching Rick and Morty yesterday, catching up on this most recent season, and there's an episode, I think it's the third episode of the season, where they could go to an actual real Trader Joe's, and they're going through the aisles, and they pick up the hash browns, and they're like, oh yeah, no, these are the best things in the universe, best hangover cure that possibly exists here, right here at Trader Joe's. I'm like, they're fucking right. Those hash browns are the best damn hash browns you can get at any supermarket, and they cook up just like straight from Mickey D's, man. It's damn good stuff.
Always crowded here in Nashville whenever I go. It's a place that's popping.
It is.
I guess I'm going to Exchanger Joseph's tomorrow.
I have a Trader Joe's that I learned is like a 20-minute drive from here, and it's easier than going into the city and waiting on the lines in the city 3/4 of the time. So I've been enjoying that, and will probably do so in the next week. And Brent hates where his is. Anyway, let's go ahead and move things on.
I'm getting one closer. I still hate where it is, but
oh, I know exactly. Yeah, trust me, I heard that rant.
Oh, that's right.
They put it in the wrong place.
They
All right.
did.
Let's start off with some San Diego Comic-Con news. One of us was there, and that's Brandon. However, he has to work late tonight, so we'll get his thoughts on San Diego Comic-Con next episode that he was on. As I'm sure 3/4 of his talk is going to be, yeah, I went through this bin. and I bought this, and then I went through this bin, and I bought this, and then I went through this bin, and I bought this. So
And
that-
I woke up really early and I waited in line. And I woke up really early and I waited in line.
That was crazy. I could not. I was like, "This
He's
is
like,
your
yeah,
whole trip."
got in line at 4 a.m. for some fucking reason.
I don't know, man. I mean, look, I've been to San Diego Comic-Con twice, and I feel like I mean, again, this was years ago, but like if I didn't get into Hall H, I lived, and there was plenty of other shit to do at San Diego Comic-Con. Like,
Ian's still trying to sell those exclusives he waited in line and bought.
I finally did, and that was C2E2. That wasn't San Diego
We
Comic-Con.
didn't
Oh my
really wait in line.
God.
We didn't even wait in line for those things,
No.
really. They were trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I was
Yeah,
the sucker who
C2E2.
bought them. Yep.
But no, San Diego, that was interesting because, yeah, so Ian, you came with me in '07 and
Yes.
'09.
Mhm.
And I feel like, yeah, because there was a gap in the middle, and that's when Iron Man came out.
Mhm.
And there was such a sea change between those two cons. Basically, like I wanted to go to the Disney panel, I remember in Hall H in 2007.
Mhm.
And so we walked into the panel before that, and then we sat there and like we just walked in. We didn't have to wait online at all. We just strolled into the room. And then Ian was like, "Oh yeah, there's a Marvel panel after this. You want to stay for that?" And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And that was, of course, the reveal of Iron Man. So we had like this fantastic moment. But it just was interesting because then 2 years later, we tried to do Hall H, and we ended up waiting like 2 hours or whatever. I got horribly sunburned. We didn't even get to go to the panel we wanted to go to, which I think was I think it was a Studio Ghibli one.
I believe so. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like it's just it was so different. And I'm like, I don't even think Studio Ghibli's like worth waiting that long. If it was another Marvel panel, I understand that. But I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we're just here to talk about, Hayao Miyazaki, who a lot of people love. But I'm like, do that many people love him?
09 was also the start of the Twilight lines, so there's also that. Like that once people started waiting online for their shiny vampires, that's when shit went downhill for a while there.
That's when somebody got stabbed.
Yes, that's true, with a pencil, because you can't get nerdier than being stabbed with a pencil.
I distinctly remember. It must have been '09 when you guys were leaving on a Monday, and I was coming into San Diego on a Monday for work, and we were like two ships passing in the night.
Yep, I remember. Yeah, because like we came this close to meeting up, and then I think you got held up at the airport, if I remember correctly, and because of that we couldn't quite connect because we were literally about to go to the airport to leave there. So yeah, that's how that turned out. This year, I mean, at least from what I heard from other people's experiences, that San Diego Comic-Con was a giant shit show for Hall H, because even people with wristbands, because they started giving out wristbands a couple of years ago to try and mitigate people waiting online forever and not actually getting in. But this year there were tons of people who simply were not able to get into any of the panels because that's how many people were trying to get in. And I remember reading an article, I think the week after San Diego, where San Diego is highly considering doing something similar to the New York Comic-Con model, which is having off-site events, like just straight up giving up entirely, or maybe not giving up entirely, but possibly turning Hall H back into a secondary exhibition hall that it originally was before it was a panel space, making that like a secondary artist alley or a secondary exhibition space, and then just having off-site events for every single thing that used to be Hall H. So like either hosting it at Petco or
that's what I've heard. Petco
I'm the one who
feels,
said Petco because they already do stuff at Petco in the parking lot. Why not just use the stadium? I forget what the capacity is, but it's tens of thousands, right?
It's got to be at least 40,
so
50.
Like, if you're already getting thousands of people to go to a Marvel panel, you might as well just open it up. I mean, I don't think Marvel's really going to complain that they took over a baseball stadium. Like it looks cool no matter what.
Yeah,
42,000, by the way.
I don't know what they did for phones in Hall H. Like I saw iPhone footage of the stuff this year, of the trailers, and I know like maybe they were better at taking them down previous years, but I don't think you could like shut everybody. Well, I don't know what they do for cell phones in there if they just ask you, but like you can't control everybody videoing the exclusive Hall H presentation stuff at a baseball stadium, I guess.
Well, and
Well,
also
no, you just run an EMP. You EMP the entire stadium. That's what do you know? What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Google just creates an EMP dome, and it'll have it sponsored by Google. It'll be EMP Dome sponsored by Google.
It's just the middle of baseball season, Raph. It's not important, you know.
Exactly.
Those
What do you
registers will
mean?
work next game.
The Padres haven't been relevant in decades. Whatever.
Hey, what? Come on, they won a few games the past couple of years, but no. What I'm thinking though is there have been fewer of those quote unquote exclusive experiences at Hall H. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked, and I mean I have no insider knowledge on this whatsoever, but now that another topic that we're going to be discussing at some point here on this episode with Marvel moving to California as their main home base, I would not be shocked, especially considering that D23 happened so soon after San Diego, and that's where we got the real announcements this year. I mean, yeah, we got two movies announced at San Diego Comic-Con, but the real announcements came at D23. I would not be surprised if they go the Nintendo model and just straight up stop doing announcements at San Diego and just start doing their own thing at D23.
D23 is every other year.
Yeah.
So there won't be a D23 next year. So if they wanted to talk about
Right.
anything, they still have to go to San Diego. It's like that's kind of non-negotiable unless they make D23 an annual event.
Which they could, quite frankly. They frankly could. It's Disney. They could do whatever the hell they want. But I do understand it's a little bit more special if you do it every other year.
Yeah, it's also because they actually invite a lot of people who normally don't do cons. Like this year, the Jonas Brothers were inducted as Disney Legends.
God,
Shrug.
you too. My
and-
fucking wife right now.
I don't care about the Jonas Brothers. I thought that was
Jonas
kinda
Brothers
weird.
this, Jonas Brothers that. She's pissed off at them because they announced a tour fucking 2 days ago, and then tickets go on sale this week. And she's like, "How am I supposed to financially plan for this?" I'm like, "You don't have to buy floor seats. You could be a responsible adult and sit in the nosebleeds like everybody else." She's like, "No, I can't do it."
So what's your feeling on the bonus, Jonas?
What's your feeling on the Weezer song "My Name Is Jonas"?
Hey,
But
the
love that
bonus
song.
Jonas wrote. He's writing. Is it Fireborn or something like that? He's one of the writers on that new Image book.
oh shit!
So
right on.
we could be talking about bonus Jonas, Franklin Jonas, in a
There you
couple
go.
years if he's actually a good writer. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But no, just that they inducted them, and they're not. It's not like the Jonas Brothers are going to be at San Diego Comic Con or any other Comic Con. They're not Comic Con people. But D23 is also used in addition to being fan outreach. It's kind of used as like a company. I don't know, want to say retreats, a conference just for the Disney people to just kind of all come together in some giant, ridiculous family reunion.
Well, it's that could also easily wind up serving as the Marvel Summit in following years as well.
Oh,
Now-
I guarantee you they'll do that.
Oh yeah, please, yeah, because I mean they won't have to pay for any extra conference room space. Basically, like they'll all be there anyway. It's like why the hell wouldn't they have their Marvel Summit while D23 is taking place and everybody's on the West Coast? Makes perfect sense. But
I
let's
hope I get my invite.
let's talk about the two main movie bits of news that came out of there first from Marvel, and then we could talk about some of the other shit. Actually, wait, no, I'm sorry. Before I get that, let's get to the most important bits of San Diego Comic-Con news. Number one, there's a new Air Bud movie. So that's what we're all looking forward to. And we're all,
Hell
really?
yeah.
Air Boot, the reboot.
Number two, there's a Sandlot sequel coming, so we're all hyped and
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that was another announcement at San Diego this year, that they were going to be doing a Sandlot reboot sequel type thing, similar to what they did with Mighty Ducks.
Is it a requel?
It's a requel essentially.
Is there a sequel with a bunch of girls that I never saw?
Maybe no, you're thinking of Bad News Bears. I
There
think.
was a Sandlot 2 in 2005.
Oh,
a
really?
direct
It
to
was like
DVD
direct to
sequel.
video, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Well,
It was like you play like a girl. I am a girl. What?
This is basically the kids all grown up as parents, and they're the coaches of a new generation of Sandlot kids.
Oh,
Basically.
is this Dugout Dads? Is that what you're talking
That's
about?
what it is.
Will this take place in like the 70s? Because wasn't the Sandlot in like the 50s?
No.
It was in the 60s.
Oh shit, was it?
Yes, because
wow.
it was the whole conceit was here's a dad in modern times
Mhm.
when and in the 90s, I guess it was, talking about his childhood
Mm.
in the 60s because I remember distinctly the bikes and that's when they were talking about the Converse Air and they could
Right.
jump higher and run faster and that was the sneaker of my dad's era. I know
Mhm.
for sure. And then one of them had that long ass build baseball cap that was like for fishing back in the
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched The Sandlot a lot. I'm sorry. Sorry to step on you,
Classic.
Dono.
It's a classic.
No, please. Clearly I brought up the right movie. This is the movie that we should be talking about, and not Black Panther 3. But
No.
it was announced at Comic-Con. Only 2 movie announcements for Marvel there, and then the third one happening at D23 essentially. But Black Panther 3 was announced, and David Johnson is going to be playing T'Challa the second essentially. That's the way that they're announcing it. And
Soap opera aging.
yeah.
Mhm.
So here's my thing. Is this going to be aging that occurs because of Doomsday and Secret Wars, or is this just going to be in the not too distant future? Like
Isn't he first appearing in Secret Wars?
supposedly, yes. Supposedly that's where it's going to wind up happening. But maybe I think. Okay, what I think is going to wind up happening in Secret Wars is something similar to the Secret Wars comic, not the one in the 80s where they taught the Beyonder how to pee, but
Hickman's.
Hickman's Secret Wars, where eventually we get a sort of a reset of worlds, and different worlds are now part of ours in that fashion. So maybe that's how they're going to get around it. Maybe that's how they're going to wind up getting that much of an older son involved with the Black Panther franchise, or they just wind up going the route of this is the future and we're just going to deal with it that way. I don't know.
I think they're just like, it's who cares? The math doesn't make sense. There's a time jump somewhere in there.
I mean, this wouldn't be the first time that we've had dates that don't quite match up. The big mistake being with Spider-Man Homecoming, where they claim it's been 8 years since the Battle of New York, even though it was only 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, those 3 years actually do make a difference, but this is a bigger jump. I could go on and on for ages about the timeline.
And
I mean,
also Cassie Lang is a perfect example too. Like
we've had 4 of them.
Yeah, and they've all been significantly different ages. Like as we go higher and higher.
we might get to it later, but Franklin looks older in the little sneak peek we got at D23.
That's true.
Wait, he's
so-
the kids in there? I didn't see him.
I distinctly
He's in the
remember seeing
trailer.
him.
Oh, okay.
I think with Herbie, if I remember right. It's been a little while, but
Well, we're also not sure how much after the movie that post credit scene is at the end of Fantastic Four: First Steps. Like we don't know.
They said 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
It did give a date. I believe it was another 4 years. I mean, I could be wrong about the exact amount, but they did give a time.
Okay.
So there's like 4, I think it was 4 years between when the Fantastic Four debuted in their world and then the movie takes place, and then it's another few years. And we do know that the post credits of Thunderbolts is 18 months after that movie.
That's true. Yes.
Again, I could go on for ages about this timeline. It mostly works, the MCU timeline. It's still weird that we're still operating in the future.
Yes, we are. Yeah, because we just keep getting further into the future, even as we catch up to ourselves, and then get a couple more years on top of that. What I think is the most important thing about Black Panther 3, though, is that Denzel Washington is going to be in this movie. Denzel decided a couple of years back that if he was going to go out, like if he was going to retire, that one of his last roles was going to be a Marvel movie.
As the villain?
We don't know. We don't know yet. We have no idea what Denzel's going to wind up doing.
Did he play Kang?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes.
That would be
Holy
great.
shit. But,
I mean, he'd be
well,
so good. It would solve the Kang-sized hole.
They should have just done that from the beginning. Just recast Kang and be like, you know what? Jonathan Majors, you're a great actor. A little bit messy
Immortus,
human.
Immortus ain't got nothing on me.
Denzel, you're on deck, Bo.
Oh my God, Rama
Or
Tut
even
got nothing
Wesley
on me.
Snipes.
Yeah. Oh, what? No, Wesley Snipes is over.
Wesley Snipes
man.
is Kang.
We have done Wesley Snipes to death in the Marvel universe, man. We can't do any more.
I love how Wesley Snipes killed the Blade movie. He's like, they're like, leave that line in. That movie's fucking over. Just no one knows it yet. And then this week, Mahershala Ali's like, if they would have did that movie, they would have done it, which I agree with. But
Which I agree with that as well. And it's good of you to bring that up, actually, because it is kind of tied a little bit to the way that they have been announcing things. Feige even himself said, I dropped the ball majorly on Blade and a bunch of other projects that were announced that are now not happening. And that combined with what happened in the Star Wars, where they would, make an announcement for something and then it would get canceled within a year or two after that.
Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Patty Jenkins film should have been out by now. Where is it at?
Yeah.
There's that. I think that I don't know if it ever was announced or if it's just rumors. The Knights of the Old Republic adaptation. There's like a bunch of projects that they've nothing to show for it.
Rian Johnson continued Star Wars work.
Yeah, the new trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
where's Daisy Ridley's Star Wars movie?
Daisy Ridley.
Well, we at least we know why Star Wars floundered, and no, it's not because of Kennedy.
No.
It is because they are cowards. who like, oh no, people didn't like The Last Jedi. We had all these plans with Rian Johnson and Daisy, and like it's like, oh, we can't do that. People will hate it.
Bullshit. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, mind you, again, there's another thing I could just talk about is just like the sheer amount of hate that's been going around the past few years. So.
We can certainly talk about that, but what I wanted to specifically focus on by mentioning all that though is after having all these announcements that never went anywhere, Feige himself has basically said we're going to announce the things that we know for sure are in the pipeline and that are happening, and that's why we got 2 announcements. That's why we got 2 movies announced at San Diego Comic-Con. We got Black Panther 3, and then we got Project Hail Mary 2. I'm sorry.
Starfighter?
Starfighter 2.
Yeah, Starfighter, but also
Star Wars.
Ghost-Rider. It is the other one that got announced with Mr. Gosling, and that is another one that looks like it's going to be happening, considering that they just got finished filming Ryan Gosling's Star Wars movie, and this will have the same creative team. This is going to wind up having Ryan Gosling along with the director
Sean Levy.
Thank you, Sean Levy.
And those of you that don't know, Sean Levy directed Deadpool and Wolverine, which we all universally liked. Mm-hmm. And he did Fall Guy also, not Fall Guy. Yes, the Ryan Reynolds Fall Guy.
I think he did.
Two guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is the name of the Gosling stunt guy movie?
Fall Guy.
What's the name of the video game Ryan Reynolds movie?
Free Guy.
Free Guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So he did the Ryan Reynolds video game guy movie.
Yes.
He also did a lot of episodes of Stranger Things over the years. So if you've enjoyed an episode of Stranger Things, chances are you've enjoyed one of his episodes.
Right.
So I'm excited on that aspect. Mm-hmm. What I don't get about this casting is Ryan Gosling. Like, to me, now, not being a Ghost-Rider reader ever whatsoever, just in the Nicolas Cage sense, I guess, I don't understand how this affable, lovable guy is going to be this motorcycle.
Listen.
Did you see Drive?
Thing. I did not.
Drive. I actually just saw Drive for the first time a couple of months back, and it is awesome.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Gosling, it's very interesting to me. He's had so like you have all these child actors, right? And like people like like Daniel Radcliffe made a crap ton of money as a kid, and now he can do whatever he wants. So he's doing all these like quirky, weird films. And the same with like Robert Pattinson, made all this money off of Twilight, this big success. And now he gets to be like, he's let his freak flag fly.
He's also Batman.
Yeah, Gosling is kind of like the reverse because he's a child star, but then he mostly did all the weird independent passion project stuff. Mm-hmm. And now he's like this huge star because he was in movies like Barbie, and he's going to do Starfighter. He's going to do Ghost Rider. The Fall Guy actually was a good like leading man role for him. Like he's having the reverse trajectory. I mean, they're both pretty valid career paths to take. It's just interesting to me to watch Ryan Gosling blow up. Like Project Hail Mary, I'm sure he's going to get another Oscar nod out of that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely.
I just remember watching Young Hercules on Saturday mornings with Ryan Gosling.
All that matters is how Ryan Gosling delivers. I am speaking to the demon inside of me. I now control your fire. Or put the monkey back on. If Ryan Gosling can convincingly deliver those lines, he's Ghost Rider.
Is the jelly beans thing, was that a Nick Cageism?
That was a Nick Cage.
All Nick Cage. That was all Nick Cage.
Wait, hold on. You're forgetting our favorite. Do you like Italian?
Yes! That has to be in this movie. Otherwise, this Ghost Rider movie is an absolute failure and the worst MCU movie.
I bought those movies on iTunes. I have to rewatch them. I've never actually pulled them up.
I've only ever seen the first one. The second one, when it came out, I was like, no, I'm good.
I did see the second one. I think Idris Elba's in it, and I don't remember
Lambert's
much about it. Is Idris Elba in there? I think he is.
Let me double check.
I think he is, but I remember watching the Crank movies and being like, these are fun. And then I think I did watch that second Ghost Rider movie once, and I was like,
yeah, he is.
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
He plays Moreau.
That's when Idris Elba was just like hot off the wire. He wasn't a big, star yet. He's just trying to make a bag.
Pre-Pacific Rim.
Pre-Pacific. Oh, shit. Yeah.
That's the delineation
Pacific Rim again?
Idris Elba's career for you. What is his like?
I feel like that's his first major movie role was Pacific
Rim.
I don't know. Let me look real quick because, I mean, hell, I remember him. Well, obviously he was in The Wire.
Obviously The Wire is a long shit. He could help us out. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, no. So, Spirits of Vengeance, Ghost Rider 2 was 2011. Pacific Rim was 2013.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's pre. I feel like
when did
that
he
was
become like
movie.
a sex symbol? Like
Luther.
Idris Elba.
Luther.
100%
Luther. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Like once Luther came out, everybody was like, "Damn," because that he is a smooth motherfucker in those Luther everything. Including the sequel stuff that came out not too long ago. Like, clearly it wasn't The Office. When he was on the U.S. Office and using his American accent, that was not the oozing sex symbol part of Idris Elba's career. Like, Luther is definitely what put him on the map for that.
And I think the peak was, I feel like he peaked like a couple of years ago. Like, specifically, I'm thinking Hobbs and Shaw when he gets to say "I'm Black Superman," like that was his like major star moment. I feel like
Hobbs and Shaw.
Like,
hey,
what a crazy ass movie!
Don't knock on Hobbs and Shaw, man. That shit is crazy. Hobbs and Shaw is a completely
the whole franchise got crazy around that point. So whatever.
And he's Johnny Blaze in this movie. Like that is confirmed. He's not going to be Danny Ketch. He's not going to be any of the other people who have been Ghost Rider over the years. Like Johnny Blaze is going to be the Ghost Rider that we are getting in this, and he's not going to be cosmic Ghost Rider either. From the looks of it, this will be your down to earth motorcycle riding Ghost Rider, your good old down to earth flaming skullhead. That's what we're gonna wind up getting in this particular movie.
Are they gonna acknowledge in any way they won from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Robbie Reyes version?
I don't think so. Even though that there was actually planned a TV show at one point that never wound up coming out. Before they killed every single Hulu thing that was in the pipeline, and they couldn't stop MODOK before it came out because it was already done, and they rather release it than stop it. MODOK was good. I actually enjoed MODOK. It was stupid.
Okay. Did the Hit Monkey show ever come out?
Hit Monkey came out. Hit Monkey had 2 seasons. Two. Yeah.
See, I'm all caught up on DC stuff. I am not. I missed the end of the CW verse. I stopped after Arrow ended. I have not finished last Flash and Supergirl. But yeah, I never watched Cloak and Dagger. Never watched Hit Monkey. I watched first episode of MODOK, and I hated that shit. I'm missing more Marvel stuff, and I missed all
Runaways.
the end of Agents of Shield.
Yeah, Runaways was another series that I watched the first season of, but then didn't watch the second season.
Yeah, Runaways. I think I watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't watch the last season of Jessica Jones or Punisher on the Netflix
That stuff is
side.
like all still in continuity, right? Like, wasn't Runaways connected to Doctor Strange or something?
Sort of, but not really. I think all that stuff is considered side universe at this point.
Yeah, well, are you talking about Darkhold?
Yes.
Because the Darkhold in Runaways looked very different and seemed to operate very differently than the one we saw in Doctor Strange.
Also, Nico's mother shows up as one of the people.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah,
and that is very different than the Nico's mother that we got in Runaways. So yeah, that's I highly consider that and Cloak and Dagger to be its own side universe. If you want to say Agents of Shield is also a side universe,
as well.
you can.
It is.
Yeah, because a whole bunch of shit happened in that is not going to ever be referenced.
but that's not fair because like they had like Sif and Nick Fury on that show. Does it deserve to be on there?
They started doing the alternate timeline stuff later on in the show, so that's why a lot of people consider it decanonized. That it started off in continuity and then veered off.
Thanos is basically where it stopped being in continuity because they didn't do any sort of blip. Interesting. Once that happened, then it was considered, side B of the MCU while we were on side A, like that sort of thing. Like it's a very, very close to our universe, multiverse world, but it's not ours. So that's just where we fall on that. Everything Netflix though, that happened, like that I'm aware of. Since we've had Netflix, we've had Punisher back now, we've had Daredevil back. We're gonna have Jessica Jones back pretty soon. For the looks of it, we're probably also gonna get Luke Cage back. Oh, sorry, we already got Jessica.
Iron Fist.
Yep.
Luke Cage.
Elektra.
Yeah.
And Elektra's been spotted on season.
Jessica Henwick explained that she discussed coming back and she would like to come back, but she's not going to be this next season Daredevil because she like genuinely did not think that it would make sense for her character to come back.
That's
because she's a fucking Iron Fist, and they're gonna ignore that shit.
I mean, or they're gonna wibbly wobbly because they're both Iron Fists, so that's
Purple Man is back.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, I did not like the Iron Fist show, but it was like, oh my god, it might be interesting now. Holy crap! And then it was canceled.
I know.
Yeah, I liked it.
I think one of us here really, 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 really didn't like that first season.
Really, I don't remember that at all.
Only one.
Nope, I don't recall.
You were on Q&A talking about that.
That's true. I must have.
We definitely talked about it at the time.
Of course, we talked about it. In fact, if I had been prepared, right now I'd be going to and just play some of the past audio. But instead, we could just
and Marvel can go fuck themselves for what they've done. This is bullshit. Yeah, that's what it would sound like.
That's essentially what it sounded like at the time. But season 2 was way better than season 1.
It was
in many
Heard
many
that
ways.
it was, yeah.
Yeah. So those were the two main announcements that came out of Marvel. Again, Black Panther 3, Ryan Coogler back as director, and we got ourselves the Sean Levy Ghost-Rider. I want to talk about DC, and we talked about on this very show with Dono and Brandon and Jamal and the rest of us all talked about that campaign to try to get more black characters as leads of books in DC because it had been fucking years. And at SDCC, DC put forward some stuff, and I'm thoroughly impressed by it, to be honest with you. Static is getting a new series. That's to be expected because Static has been back at the in the front line in a lot of ways. Vixen is getting a series as part of the DC Next Level. Steel is going to have a series as part of DC Next Level. Shadow of the Bat is not about a black person, but that's also coming. And
why isn't it? Why isn't it, Ian?
It could have Black Batman. That he is a guy that exists in the DC universe. He does not go by Black Batman, however. He has a.
I was about to say, what do we call the other Batman?
He's
White
just
Batman?
Batman. The way that there are two Robins, there's two Batman, but we only acknowledge one apparently.
Exactly.
He's not shown up in like 5 years.
Yeah. There's
He's
a
just hanging out in New York City. There's nothing going on in New York City. Totally crime
Nothing
free.
ever happens in New York City, really.
No,
fine.
never. I
Never.
have the opportunity to bring up. There's a Black Stormy, so I just will go ahead and do that. And Jonah Hex was another one of the series that was announced at this here. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see that DC is diversifying their line, and frankly, when it comes to comics, we've said this before. We'll say it again. Right now, DC is the ones that knocking it out of the park way more than Marvel is right now.
Yeah, they've got to be good though. Like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I hear the people online. I read the website, the whatever it was, the website there. I watched a bunch of video essays and things like that. I understood their point. I heard them. I don't disagree with them per se, but now that we're launching 3 new books, like I believe that Static has probably got the best chance of going as a long-term book, and I'm talking about 50 issues at least will be considered long-term, right? Over 2 years is great. Because he's got an established roster of villains and things they can pull from. It's the only Milestone book going at the time. They could use the Static book to lean and introduce other Milestone characters, and you can have guest stars out the wazoo to keep that book going and keep the new ideas coming in fresh and fresh and fresh. What I have less belief in is, characters like Hope and Steel, or not Hope, sorry, Vixen, right there on the cover there, and Steel. We've had Steel books before. I mean, his 90s run lasted, I don't know, probably more than 3 years, right? 36 issues or more.
It was like
50,
late
I think.
Did it get to
40s or
50?
50s.
Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't read it. I
it
don't
get
know.
to 50.
But like, you're still leaning on Superman-ish stuff at that point if he's still running Steelworks. And I thought we had a miniseries. Maybe we just had a one shot back when pre-New 52, when Steel just had like the white cover, like the same way that Shazam had his own one shot when he was Freddy, not Billy. And so I feel like they've tried this Steelworks angle before. I just don't know that there's like a concept long enough there with a hook to go for 50 issues.
Well,
and the same thing with Vixen. I don't know what you're going to do with Vixen for 50 issues, but at the same time, I'm totally fucking talking out my ass because Poison Ivy's approaching 50 issues, and no one even knew about it until last week, last month when they announced that fucking crossover.
I was literally going to say every single previews we bring up, Poison Ivy, G. Will Wilson still on it after 50 some odd issues, and it's been running hot. You never know in this particular climate what is going to suddenly explode and be one of your big books. And
is anybody reading that though?
No.
Among us?
I've read the first 10 issues or so of it. I'm behind on fucking everything like usual, but I've actually really enjoyed what the story that's being told there, and I think G. Will Wilson's one of those creators in comics that like kind of goes under the radar, even though she's been a part of some of the most important books that have come out in the last, I'd say, 15 years. You know, starting Ms. Marvel over at Marvel was huge for her, and now here with Poison Ivy, a character that's completely taken off, partially because of the Harley Quinn animated series, where she got a little bit more public eye, but also like. She's a character that's had personality and flair and flavor for years now, and it was just the right time for her to break out and be a single star. Like same thing happened to Harley Quinn back in the late 90s. Harley Quinn's ongoing, she still has it ongoing today. Like it's her second major ongoing that's gone 60 plus issues. So like there's room for this. There's even room for Vixen, quite frankly. Vixen is the type of character with the totems and everything that you can really work in a similar fashion to, to Avatar: The Last Airbender and stuff like that. Like you can bring in the different elements in different ways and really make that shine in a book. And I hope that is that Stephanie Williams who's writing that?
Yeah, it's
Vixen also
Stephanie
has
Williams.
a webtoon.
And
that
I was looking.
I think it's going on.
I was looking at her and I'm like, I don't know what she's from. I don't think I've read anything she's written. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I did read some. She's done a lot of like.
So
I want to say one shots or miniseries or like
She's worked on
tie-ins and anthologies. She's worked on a ton of stuff.
She's worked
And
on
I
a
have
bunch
read
of
some
stuff.
of it.
Yeah, she's worked on a bunch of stuff for Marvel in particular the past couple of years.
She did the Nubia
Mhm.
in the Amazon's book a couple of years ago. I
Yep.
don't think I read that.
So real quick, three things.
A lot of Dark Crisis tie-ins, but you know, the idea of Vixen and the totems, they're just like, we're gonna have. I think she talked about it on something, or I read an interview that they're gonna introduce more totems, and I'm just like, I does everything end up being a version of Green Lantern from Jeff Johns at one point? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but Raph, what were you gonna say?
First, the original Steel comic lasted 52 issues.
Okay.
Okay, that was the one thing. There's the Poison Ivy thing, but there was a second. Oh, the other thing I want to point out, which is I'm kind of surprised DC hasn't gone with like their like most popular, like most well-known black character, because he's got a TV show right now. And Jon Stewart should like it's funny because like we've had Cal forever now.
Yeah.
We had Kyle, and we've had like I think a couple of the other lanterns have been in the main lantern, but like we haven't had a main lantern Jon Stewart in a little bit.
But Jon Stewart is leading the Green Lantern Corps book.
I was just gonna say he's
okay. I haven't been reading Green Lantern Corps, so
yeah, Green Lantern Corps.
If your point stands that like Jon Stewart has not had his own book since probably Mosaic, that is true.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like
But-
he hasn't been a solo. He hasn't been in the solo Green Lantern book
He
as
did
the main
have
Green Lantern in a while.
he did have that. Oh gosh, I don't know what it's called.
War
Philip
Journal?
Kennedy Johnson wrote it. Was it War Journal or War something?
Yeah, that was like a 12-issue series.
It's that's where this weird stuff about him splitting his consciousness and stuff. I didn't read it. So when they addressed it in Green Lantern Corps with Morgan Hampton, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It's bizarre. I don't know what to make sense of it. But he is in that book. He's leading that book. Morgan Hampton is a black writer with a great voice, and he's Jon Stewart is definitely leading his book. Along with
He's a
Guy
character
Gardner.
that's not really gone away ever since, let's say, 20 years ago, like in Justice League. But like so I don't know if Jon Stewart has ever been a character who's been like in need of exposure. Like the problem with a lot of these black comics is that like these characters kind of can disappear. I mean, Static is sort of a separate situation, but Vixen, Steel, it's like what have they been doing? We're asking where Jay Sandor, Tim Fox have been, that kind of thing. Jon Stewart, I'm not sweating about him, but at the same time, both him and Mr. Terrific, you think they would put out a book because of
That's
the exposure they get in the media.
That Mr. Terrific Year One book was excellent. I thought I really liked that one. I did not know his origin if it had been explored at all, but I did like that one.
What you were saying, Donovan, is true about Jon Stewart, because he's had, even if he hasn't had his own solo book that specifically is called Jon Stewart Green Lantern or whatever. He's been in the Justice League consistently over the years. He's usually been, actually multiple times, he has been the Green Lantern in the Justice League for a bunch of different runs that have happened,
including
over
the animated series.
including the animated series. Well, that's the most
specifically
important one.
animated series.
Right.
Yeah,
I remember
that's the reason why. I mean, I have friends who are younger than me. They're like, I thought Green Lantern was a black character.
Thank you. Yeah,
Like when the 2011 movie came out, there was a whole generation of kids who just watched the show. It was like, I'm very confused.
Yeah, well, that there were people who said essentially that, like, man, I can't believe they're whitewashing Green Lantern. I'm like, oh, well,
Well,
yeah, they did.
oh, and my last point is, you were talking about Poison Ivy and her great character. I mean, it was very apparent when played by the wonderful actress Uma Thurman in Batman and Robin.
Get out.
She actually did a really good
she
job
did
in that movie.
What
Well,
is
she can
it
say what she
about
will.
a-
She knew the assignment. She is straight out of the 60s show. Her
Yeah,
performance is
exactly.
hilarious.
She played it so over the top and one.
Yeah.
What is it about an anatomically correct rubber suit that drives
She-
a woman
she
wild?
unironically makes me laugh.
Mhm.
Going back to Green Lantern Corps,
Yeah.
it's the blackest book on the stands. So I kind of, when that protest was going on, I was like, "Are you guys not reading Green Lantern Corps?" Because you got Jon Stewart,
Yeah.
you have Teen Lantern Callie,
Mhm.
you have what's her Sojourn?
Sojourner, true.
It's not Truth. I was gonna say Truth.
Yeah.
But it's not her. But yes, what's her that character's name? She's in there. You got Jessica Cruz,
Sojourner,
Mullen.
Sojourner Mullen.
Mullen. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Took us way too long.
But yeah, like you got 3 black characters in that book, plus Guy Gardner, plus Jessica Cruz, plus a bunch of aliens. Like, if you're gonna count black characters and say it's a black ongoing, like it's written by a black gentleman, like I don't know why that one didn't count for them. Just because it's not just one person, I don't know.
Well,
I'm not trying to dismiss their argument. I'm just saying, like, it's if you're looking for black characters, Green Lantern Corps by Morgan Hampton has been around for the last couple of years.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah.
I gotta start reading that.
Well,
Yeah, I think what you run up against is that, like, as we're saying, that's true. And also, John Stewart, hasn't suffered from an absence, but all these other characters have, right? So it's like, it's cool. We have like a one shot with Steele and his daughters. Static is coming back. That's cool. But like, there's such a breadth of diverse characters that kind of come in and out, and with frustrating frequency, that it becomes easy to overlook that Green Lantern ensemble cast, even though it's populated by black characters, because that didn't come up in the problems of other characters disappearing to begin with.
that's true. Yeah.
I mean, I would love I love that Black Lightning show for the most part till the end last season. I would love a Black Lightning book in that same vein. I think that could do well.
That'd be cool. Yeah. They had a little bit of a Black Lightning. I think, was it a mini that came out a couple years back?
They did have a mini, but like they expanded his character a la Green Lantern. Each of his daughters have their own powers. You got thunder and lightning and stuff like that.
There's a one or two other SDCC non-DC or Marvel things I wanted to bring up before we get to D23. One in particular makes me a very happy man, and that is we are getting the first Scott Pilgrim comic book in years. This is a tie-in to the new Scott Pilgrim video game, so that is the reason why it's happening. However, Brian Lee O'Malley will be returning to Scott Pilgrim to tell this story leading up to the video game, as Scott takes on Metal Scott in the comic book, and then winds up taking him on in the video game as well. So first time in 16 years, we're getting a Scott Pilgrim comic, and this will be titled Scott Pilgrim EX: Dawn of Metal Scott. That makes me happy.
Scott Pilgrim EX. That's straight up Street Fighter EX.
Dude, yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. But yeah, I'm all for it, and I can't wait for it. So that's that. I'm gonna be picking that up probably on the stands. Like that'll be one of the first comics I pick up probably since the Spider-Man Superman issue that's literally still sitting here that I read. This will be a physical pickup for me, definitely when it does come out. I can't wait to.
We need to schedule the second one of those.
Yeah, we do. We'll get on that probably before the next crossover that DC and Marvel wind up doing. So who knows?
Absolutely.
Shut up. Indiana Jones is coming back to the world of comics. Marvel is going to be putting out Indiana Jones comics for the first time in a very, very, very long time. Again, corporate synergy. Disney owns them. Marvel is Disney. So it makes perfect sense for that to be back in the world of comics. They also just announced at D23 that the new Indiana Jones ride they're going to be making at Animal Kingdom will actually have the voice of God,
Ross Marquand?
No, not Ross Marquand.
He can do anybody.
Harrison Ford. Ford. It'll have Harrison Ford's voice. It'll be the first time Harrison Ford is lending himself to a voice outside of any Indiana Jones property that he himself was actually.
Wait to hear this unenthusiastic 80-year-old man try and put on a performance for a younger Indiana Jones.
We gotta stop the Nazis.
He'll do anything for a paycheck.
Yes, he will. He most definitely will. As long as they kill me at the end. That's the way that works, you know.
Is he still married to Callista Flockhart?
He is
a different actor.
Yeah, no, that's him. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And over in the world of D23, Marvel stuff that got announced. We did get our first trailer for Vision Quest. the upcoming third part of the trilogy of the whole WandaVision.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for letting us know it's a trilogy.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. What is the trilogy? Is it Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, where the writers didn't watch WandaVision at the same fucking time they were writing it, or is it WandaVision, Agatha, Vision Quest?
I think that's what they're
That's
putting down.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's probably. I think it's meant to be like the TV shows because we're not. There's. I mean, let's be honest. Multiverse of Madness is kind of a dead end.
Yeah.
I remember I just thought I saw something in the past month since SDCC where someone asked Elizabeth Olsen about multiverse, and she straight up said, "No, the writers didn't even watch or read the scripts
Oh,
for
yeah.
WandaVision when they wrote that shit."
We talked
She
about
had
that.
to figure out. We acknowledged it because we'd all seen it, but we were like, "Did they not?" And apparently, that is the truth. They did not.
Yeah, they did not, and I'm not surprised because that's the way Hollywood works sometimes. But with this too, like
That's what Kevin Feige's whole job is to do.
I know.
No, but
No.
that
Him and his
that
all his
shows
underlings.
that shows how little they cared about the TV shows
yeah,
and their long-term impact.
But that's also
I like to think they've moved
That was
past
the one
but
that they were producing, though. That was their first outing as a TV show.
I know.
on
Emmy
Disney
nominated.
Plus. You would think that they would fucking care about it, just to be like, "Hey, this is really good."
but it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, remember I wrote that piece about not WandaVision, but with Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I wrote about how little it actually mattered.
Yeah.
Because the finale was just all place setting. They were putting all the
Yeah.
pieces back where they needed to be
Right.
for the next Captain America movie so that no one would be confused if they didn't watch the Falcon and Captain America show.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I know some people were saying, "Oh, but like Sam comes into himself and he learns." And I'm like, you actually don't really need to see that to understand the story. I don't. It's not that I think the show is bad or anything, though it does have issues.
I like
But
that show a lot.
yeah,
That show's great, but
Yeah.
well, I'm just
Yeah.
going off what you said, Chris. Like, yes, I agree with you absolutely because Bucky and Sam had a relationship, and then they dissolve it. In the next Captain America movie, they're just like, "Hey, dude, how's it going, dude?"
Yeah.
That's why they love each other.
They do, and the poster that I just had up, which I'll bring up again here, the very top says from the studio that brought you WandaVision and Agatha all along. It does not say from the studio that brought you WandaVision, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and Agatha all along. Like, no,
Well,
these are the two that
present-
matter in this particular story.
They're
Multiverse is
presenting like The
critically
Hangover
acclaimed.
3, the epic end of the trilogy.
So can I say how mixed feelings I am about seeing the Vision Quest trailer?
Oh,
Like, I
really?
think Ian knows why.
Please. let us-
Daddy.
Because the one of the showrunners is Terry Matalas.
Yes.
Who's-
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
What do you do?
Picard.
Picard season 3.
He's on Star Trek. I know that. I don't think he fucked
Yeah.
anybody in a bad way.
Wasn't the Picard season 3 good?
Picard season. It depends. It depends.
It's the best season, but that's really not saying a lot.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing with Picard season 3. Picard season 3 is a coherent story that completely jettisons every single thing that happened in Picard before that season. Like it just throws characters to the side.
And it brought back everybody you actually wanted to see.
But then it's a lot
just-
of circle jerk, fan service.
Yeah, it's just action figures being banged together, making a lot of weird decisions. Like I know, Raph, you were the one who pointed out, like, are you really telling me that Picard and Crusher did not talk for like 25 years? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it completely undercuts I mean, I know we were trying to make up for the Star Trek Nemesis, which was a terrible movie, but it undercuts the All Good Things, where Picard was going to try to be a better friend to his crew.
Yeah.
And they're like, nope, not friends with anybody. Fuck those guys. And it's like, there were a lot of things, but mostly my problem with it was the fan servicey aspects of it. And
A little too self-indulgent, really.
which, I don't know how to feel about Vision Quest. Like, I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Oh, they're just gonna have James Spader look like James Spader, but like, hairier. And
Brought back
I was like,
OG Jarvis from
James
Agent Carter.
Darcy. I was going to say it was James Darcy is back.
Yeah.
So
didn't
that's
see
kind
that.
of exciting. Yeah, I've been rewatching or finishing Agent Carter recently because I kind of dropped off in the middle of season 2. I don't even know why. It's not that it was bad or anything. It's just sometimes life happens.
Yeah,
And it's like I'm so sad that that show only got 2 seasons because it's just so fun
I
and like
agree.
busy and just like it's not a superhero show really. It's just like a mystery of, the week type thing, and I'm
And
fine
of
with
all
that.
the ABC, but not all the ABC shows because there were literally two, but of all the two ABC shows, that's the one that seems to actually be in the MCU. Like that's pretty damn close to it because it's been referenced enough times now where Agent Carter, although it's not necessarily it's another one of those ones where like you could watch it or not watch it and it won't affect how you feel about the movies or whatnot. This is
Because
the
the
one
movie's
that,
retconned it anyway. Because I moved
kind of.
on from Steve and I lived my own life until
Yeah,
Endgame.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so frustrating watching it now because like they kind of give her a romantic interest in Daniel D'Souza, who did appear in Agents of Shield later on,
Hmm.
and he's like fun. I like the actor, I like the character, and then but she hasn't moved on from Steve, so that's not going to work. And then in season 2, she gets the new guy, the oh my God, the black scientist. I
Oh
forget
yeah,
his
yeah,
name.
yeah.
And I'm still like, none of this matters because it seems like the plan all along was like, yeah, maybe we'll have her just, something happened with Steve. And I'm just like, you're right, Dono, that they made it like a whole thing about her moving on, and then she apparently never really did.
Hmm.
Hey, if a 20-year-old Jonathan Taylor Thomas walks into my door, my wife is gonna leave me. Much less the Jonas brother. So, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Well, and Natalis, by the way, he also worked on the sci-fi
12
TV version of
Monkeys.
12 Monkeys, which was well regarded when it was on. And I think that what I'm hoping that we get here is something as introspective and weird as it seems like we're hinting at with Vision Quest, and also something that just satisfies the conclusion to what the hell happened with these kids, and we get. And we get Wanda back because they're already hinting that may very well wind up happening here. That somehow Wanda is going to wind up back because nobody ever stays dead in comics. Why do they have to stay dead in the MCU? So
So
like,
her death would have been bullshit if that stays.
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no question about it. So hopefully we will get some resolution on that one way or the other. The other big D23 news, and I'm going to say spoilers here, not that half the world hasn't already seen Spider-Man Brand New Day, but we're going to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day after we talk about this particular bit of D23 news. If you have not been paying attention to the news, now's your time to peace out until we talk about something else. But
You had your chance.
I know you had your chance. Marvel announced the cast to their X-Men movie at D23, or at least part of the cast. There might still be other announcements that are coming down the line. But we have the X-Men that we know we are going to have at this particular moment. And Sadie Sink will be returning as Jean Grey in this movie. Kit Connor will be playing the role of Cyclops in this. Christopher Abbott will be playing Professor Xavier in this. What I think is probably my favorite casting in all of this. I thought we were having a good time. Indy Navarrete as Rogue, and then
Controversial.
yeah, really, you think so?
No.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah,
A
no.
certain party in it's very upset about it.
What else is new? Whatever. And
What? Because they fan casted some other unknowns that they didn't fucking know who they were?
Come on, please. And Maya Boyd as Storm is finishes it out. And of course, Samara Weaving as Emma Frost, which was already announced before
Yes.
23 actually occurred. But
I don't know anybody but Indy Navarrete, Samara Weaving, and Sadie Sink. Everybody else is unknown to me.
well, for one thing, Mr. Charles Xavier is the baby daddy to to another member of the Marvel universe, and that's Aubrey Plaza. So
Oh, it helps to be fucking death. Okay, got it.
So I did see something on Instagram that was kind of interesting. They said, that feel when you've seen all of the X-Men on Broadway. And
Yes, it's
almost
true.
all of these actors have been in Broadway shows, which I think is actually really cool. I mean, you talk about being unknowns, but the thing is, at least we know they have acting chops, even if it is in a different medium. So,
Yeah.
Agree.
Oh, and the one person that I didn't mention, the one person who was not on stage with them, because he was off in what appeared to be the Star Wars corridor, which of course then led a whole bunch of people to be like, "Oh my God, they're doing the movie that they said they were going to do." Nah, he's probably just off filming something right now. But Mr. Adam Driver, was cast. And then a whole bunch of AI bots put out news that Adam Driver was cast as Magneto, not bothering to actually read. And he is playing the character Nathaniel Milbury. And that is not the last name he usually has, but he's playing Mr. Sinister.
That is like when they announced Cap 3 was going to be like the Super Society, but then says actually it's going to be Civil War.
Yeah.
But in reverse. Because he should have just said Mr. Sinister because I've never heard of Nathaniel Milbury. I've heard of Nathaniel Essex.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they
would
switch that up.
They would refer to him as Mr. Milbury a lot. Like, oh, who do you work for? I work for Mr. Milbury. I think that came up with the Marauders, but again, I can't give you specific issues or anything. But that's why the name popped out at me because he's just one of his aliases.
Right.
I want to say
it's not.
But so
I'm
I
sorry.
saw the D23 video of his video in the thing, and he goes, "I'm playing Magneto."
That's
and then
AI.
Goes no, and then he goes at the end goes Nathaniel Milbury, and it's like, okay, so what is the truth? I don't know if the AI, if that was a joke on people reporting him as Magneto or the speculation, because we were talking about it on the CT chat 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Ian was like, "Pick a Jew, please."
I'm just disappointed because I know Ian, you sent me a link or something that they were talking with, or that Wagner Moura was interested in playing Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
I know these are just rumors and stuff, but I'm like, I love Adam Driver, but I actually like that casting much better.
Yeah, Wagner Moura is going to cost way less.
Yes, that's true. I do prefer Adam Driver as Sinister than Magneto, because if he's playing if he's playing Magneto, he's back to playing a Darth again. Like it just feels like that's way too similar to what he's done before.
Jean, bring her to me.
but Mr. Sinister is creepy. And that's something Adam Driver can do really, really well as an actor. Creepy.
Did you watch Annette with us? I don't remember if you watched
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was weird as shit. I still have nightmares about that movie, to be honest with you. Like that, God, it's so weird.
I love that movie.
I read something that said Megalopolis is the Adam Driver movie to watch if you want to see him as Mr. Sinister.
And that wasn't that our
that was my double feature.
Yeah,
I had everybody watch Annette followed by Megalopolis. And I thought it was really funny because people watched Annette and they were like, "Oh my God, that was a bad movie." And I'm like, "Oh no, you have no idea what you're in for." I think Annette is a good movie, but it's very weird and like it's not everybody's favorite flavor of ice cream or whatever phrase you want to put in there. Like it's a very
rum raisin.
It is a rum raisin movie. It's so a rum raisin movie. It's so effing weird. I do recommend it. I think it's still on Amazon. That's the one about the two narcissists, like one's an opera singer and one's a comedian, and they have a baby, and the baby's played by a puppet.
Yeah. And
it's a metaphor.
The opening sequence to that, if you're not going to watch the whole movie, just watch the opening sequence. The opening sequence is actually excellent. Then the rest of the movie happens. and you're like, the fuck am I even watching right now? Like, did I take the wrong edible? Like, it's crazy. It's completely crazy.
Annette is a 2021 musical romantic drama film.
Yes.
Directed by Leos Karras in his English directorial debut. Okay, musical. It's got Marion Cotillard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It follows a stand-up comedian, Adam Driver, and his opera singer wife, Marion Cotillard, and how their lives are changed when they have lost their first child.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun time.
Oh, yeah. Fun for the whole family. Comedy, baby. Comedy. Pure comedy. Yeah. We also need to mention, completely separate from weird marionette babies, that
Wait, what?
Jake Schreier, who directed Thunderbolts Asterisk / New Avengers, is the one who's directing the X-Men movie. So
Yeah, they announced that I think like soon after Thunderbolts.
Right. Yeah, they
they
did.
did.
The guy who's playing Xavier, and I didn't see this, but like I read this. Apparently played the Foreigner in the Craven movie.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And just like I had completely forgotten that Jon Stewart in Lanterns played a Kryptonian in Krypton.
Oh, what?
I
Yeah.
didn't watch that.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched season 1. I didn't watch season 2.
I
Yeah,
never watched Krypton.
Was he Nam Ek from Smallville?
No, he wasn't. Hold on. Let me get the full name of the character that he played.
Pretty genius of Indy Navarrete, like the last 3 weeks, to be like, yeah, I talked to the guy from X-Men. I told him, we talked. I would love to play Mystique. And the whole time she knows she's fucking playing Rogue. Like,
I heard that she basically said, "I want Rogue," and was given Rogue over an actress who I think actually looks more like Rogue.
I don't know,
I have
man.
no dog in the race, but like I've heard stuff.
I mean, I loved Superman and Lois. I loved her on that show. I was like, I hope she does something. And then Obsession came out, and everybody's fawning over her, and I'm just like, y'all are late to the party because
She was
awesome
she was
the whole
she was
fucking
great.
time.
She was great in that.
Day one.
Dev M is who Aaron Pierre played in Krypton, who is I'm pretty sure is actually a DC Comics character. Yeah, he was created in 1961 in Adventure Comics 287 by Siegel and Pap. So like he's a character that existed, was not black in the comics, but that's the character that he played. Dev M.
Was it 1 or 2 seasons he was on?
He was on for 20 episodes, so I think that is 2 seasons.
Okay. Wow, I must have missed him.
I was absolutely seeing 0% of Krypton. Raph, have you seen all of it?
Surprisingly, I didn't watch Krypton.
Wow. That first season is good. I liked it. I liked the guy
was
playing.
It a Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah, it was on Sci-Fi, and I just didn't hear. I was a little burnt out at that. I mean, like that was like what was that? 2010, 2011,
2018. Pre-COVID.
Oh yeah, I was out. I was out of the game. I was.
They had a Zod.
Everything.
They had a Brainiac, and I liked the Zod and the Brainiac they had the first season.
They also had Lobo. They had
Lobo in the second season. I did not get that far. Who was there was some other girl that was on there that was really cool. Light as Georgina Camp. Light as Zod. No, that's a different girl.
Light as Zod.
Anyway, I think it's if you can track it down, it's worth watching. I thought.
All right.
At least the first season.
Yeah.
I'm never a fan of like, the prequel that's thousands of years for the shit you care about.
Yeah, that was a turn off for me.
However, it was a little it was the grandfather of Superman, and Adam Strange shows up and he's like, you have to, not fuck up your life.
Yeah, I saw that.
Superman crest is important.
Remember your fruity pebbles, and that will get you to your grandson.
Of the prequels, though, Gotham was better. That's it. I don't care. Gotham's better.
That's another show I
made peace with Gotham.
Gotham's a lot of fun
by the end.
Gotham, crazy as shit in all the right ways. Mwah, no
They
notes.
killed off Azrael, and I stopped watching that season. He was only in that first half.
It wasn't even John Paul.
I don't fucking care.
That was
they did a lot of stuff that they shouldn't have done in that show.
Yes, but also
a lot of shows do things they shouldn't have done.
Things they did right, like having 3 Jokers, and all 3 of them were good. So and they were all played by the same guy. And he did a damn good job.
Yeah, I liked that aspect of the show where they decided to try to just do all flavors of Joker
and
make it work for the show because we all read Batman comics, and the Joker seems to have a different appearance and personality in every other story. So they're like, which one should we choose? All of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then Jeff Johns came out with 3 Jokers. Like, so
but you guys aren't actually mentioning the most toxic stuff. Remember when Barbara Keene became like leader of the League of Assassins? Remember when Bruce was hypnotized and stabbed Alfred to death? Remember when Gordon killed a guy and ran from the law for an entire season? Gotham was not awesome.
However, it was awesome. So shut up.
Oh well, then
I
you can
will
say that.
say
It had
it's
the
really-
best version of the Riddler in Penguin you've ever seen.
Riddler
As a
was great.
secretly gay duo.
Riddler was great.
Well,
I
it was
really-
one-sided. That was the best part about
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. No, I like.
really enjoyed.
I like
when-
both the Penguin and the Riddler on that show. HBO's Penguin is the better Penguin, bar none. But yes.
I love that actor. I wish that actor would do more. The Penguin.
Robin Lord Taylor. I mean, they
Yeah.
embraced the camp by the end, which was great. Like the last episode, if you look at what Riddler and Penguin looked like, that was like,
Oh my
know,
god.
That was the
ideal.
last thing I've seen Will Smith's wife in. She
Jada
was
Pinkett
fun.
Smith.
Yeah.
I met her at Comic-Con to promote that show, and I was so starstruck I didn't say a word because she was like sleeveless and she had these really muscular arms. And she brought the bat from the first episode, and she was just smiling and stuff, and I was like, I couldn't say a word.
I'm surprised you didn't go full Chris Farley on her, man. Like, remember when?
Remember when you were on a different world?
With my aunt.
Which I
Yes.
can't believe. I did not know that they were making a different world,
Different world. Yeah.
sequel, reboot,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it now. That's
Yeah,
I mean, okay.
Netflix,
don't
baby. Yep. There you
Wait
go.
a minute.
Everything
Well,
old
Robin-
is new again because we can't come up with any
Because
ideas.
the reruns show all the time on TV1, and they're like, let's
Yeah,
just do it again.
They do well. They do well. What were we gonna say, Raf?
Robin Lord Taylor was in John Wick Chapter 3.
Yes.
Yeah, he was the dispatcher at the, I guess the like
Mm-hmm.
assassins like office-y thing. He had a lip ring and like tattoos and everything.
Yeah, he was all.
I
Like,
haven't
kinda,
watched
like,
John Wick
down.
3 since in a very long time, so I got to revisit that.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And then of course the guy who played the Riddler went on to the SNL movie and playing Chevy Chase, and he's been in a couple things in recent years. So
If I recall correctly, I think Chris said that movie sucked.
no.
Did you see that, Chris?
I did. I don't think I said it sucked, but I think I said, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but it felt inconsequential
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it was trying to do everything. Like it was cool in the format, was like, okay, this is the 90 minutes before the 90 minutes of the show.
Right.
And then it felt like it had to be a greatest hits. Like, okay, we're going to show you stuff that was from the first episode, but we're going to hint at stuff that happened later on.
Mm.
And like, we're going to touch on every single thing that we possibly could do. And it just felt really just light and inconsequential. And there was no depth to it.
Oh, Sentimental Value. That was the other movie he was in directly after Saturday Night. Corey Michael Smith.
He was also in that Carol. It was an adaptation of that
yes.
the WLW book by Highsmith.
Mhm.
He was in that movie with
Yep.
Never mind, I can't remember.
And we're all losing our minds right now, apparently.
Speaking
What else
of
happened at Comic-Con?
Speaking of losing your minds, well, I'm trying to think if there's anything else of note that we can bring up on D23. I mean, there's ride shit we could talk about.
I honestly like D23 always has a lot of announcements, but I feel like this is the first year where like I don't know, it's just been more interesting.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you talked about, like they're finally fixing the Yeti.
Yeah. So, any of you who've gone to Animal Kingdom and ridden Expedition Everest, unless you rode it within the first year the roller coaster existed, you have never seen that Yeti move, because that Yeti on the ride has been broken for 20 years at this point. And they're finally fixing the damn thing. Like, it's going to be a working animatronic. They're also updating the Carousel of Progress, Bryan Cranston and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, because the Carousel of Progress was stuck. I know they updated it, I think in the 90s, but then they never updated it after that. And I mean, it was fun. We always used to ride it because it was just like a dumb little thing that you could do.
And it's air conditioning.
It is air conditioned. It's seated. It's also one of the few rides at Disney that's killed someone.
Yep. That and the People Mover.
The most dangerous, the two most dangerous rides in Disney history are the Matterhorn and the People Mover.
Yeah.
Both tied at 2 deaths.
Mm-hmm. Yep, because the People Mover, people think it's moving so slow that you can't hurt yourself. Oh, you can. You most definitely can.
That thing will roll over you and crush your skull, which is what it has done twice.
Oh,
Carousel of Progress. What's up? Oh, what?
So I said Jesus Christo.
But yeah, Carousel of Progress was when it wasn't the Carousel of Progress, it was like the Spirit of America. It was like the 200th anniversary,
Yes.
it's 1976. They had like a review for like, US is great or whatever, and one of the performers stepped off the stage in the wrong direction. Because the thing is, it works is that the stage is stationary and the audience rotates around it, but there are moving walls, and the woman stepped into the gap between the moving walls and was crushed.
Yeah.
I know way too much about people dying at Disney.
You were there.
And things that don't involve dying at Disney. Villains Land confirmed to have a Maleficent roller coaster, which should be pretty cool. Figment is returning to Epcot. Like,
Yay!
Oh wow.
yeah, that makes me happy. They're redoing that entire ride to once again have both Figment and Dreamfinder. So that's something. Neil Patrick Harris played the Dreamfinder at Epcot, so maybe that means he'll be playing him in the ride. Who the hell knows?
Yeah,
Dude,
you
that
can find
ride
that
is
clip. Speak up. Go.
that ride is so fucking old. We went on it with the kids last year.
I know.
I forget the guy who was like the mad scientist. He's like from the mid 90s. They haven't updated anything in that ride.
No.
And I'm like, I remember going on this ride as a kid and seeing different things. So at some point before 1997, 96, when I went on it for the first time, they updated it and then they haven't touched it since then.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bad. It's bad.
I mean, they did remove it to put Captain EO in there again.
No,
remember?
Captain EO is in a theater next to it.
Okay.
Yes.
Which now shows something else.
Because remember, it had Honey, I Shrunk the Audience in it.
Right, that's what I'm getting confused. I remember
No,
there was something they moved out. Yeah.
Honey, where was that? Oh.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, that was the theater that had Captain EO because it had all
Yeah.
the same effects in it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. Now,
Yeah.
now the most recently it was showing like a shorts compilation of cartoons I had never watched.
Real quick.
Please throw up the photo of us at Animal Kingdom, Ian.
Oh yes, of course. The photo
Fun story.
the photo that I love to look at and be like, who the hell are
Ian and Chris.
Yeah,
They came down for me and Amanda's wedding in 2010,
yeah.
and just simultaneously exactly 1 year later in November, Ian and Chris went to Disney World again, and Amanda and I were celebrating our 1 year anniversary at Disney. So here's the picture of the four of us
Man,
who met
how-
up.
Yeah,
I don't remember if we rode Expedition Everest or if the animatronic worked at the time.
I need to actually download it in order to show it.
So just download it. It takes 2
I know.
seconds.
That's what I'm
While
doing.
you're doing that, there is going to be a D23 next year.
Oh, there is.
It's going to be in Singapore.
Japan or something. Yeah.
Oh,
Singapore.
Okay.
Oh, that's because technically that doesn't really count. It's sort of like how Star Wars Celebration Japan is its own thing.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Here we go. There's the picture in question there.
I just want to point out that this Ian looks more like the Ian double that we've been looking at for years.
Leon?
And the current Ian looks
Leon
like now.
Eanstein?
Yeah. Well,
Leon
that-
Eanstein?
That's also that. Yeah. So that's got to be. Wait, what year was this? Because you're
That's
wearing a
so-
"Survived the
that's-
Battle of New York" shirt.
That's
Yeah.
2011.
no.
it's
12.
It's not.
This is the second time I was down that I was down in Disney. So like this is definitely not your wedding, dude. Because like
No. I know it's not my wedding, but it's our anniversary, and I want to say it was our I can't read.
Probably
It just
second.
says
It would be
it's some
second.
anniversary.
yeah. Because
2012 then.
I've
We
had
got
this
the damn buttons on.
I've had this beard for I think 11 years now, if I remember correctly. So like it's not like super duper recent, but it's recent enough where I think it was when I was down there with my mom for Disney. So yeah, like either way, this is proto beard Ian, and I've since definitely like once the grays come in, especially like I like this version of Beardo Ian. Like this is nice. This is
Beardo.
Beardo
Yeah.
Ian. Yep.
Yeah. Of other like D23 announcements was like, hey, Kingdom Hearts exists. Remember Kingdom Hearts? I
Yeah.
love Kingdom Hearts.
There's going to
Really
be a
should-
Kingdom Hearts animated series.
And a Kingdom Hearts 4, right?
Yep,
Well, Kingdom Hearts 4 was already announced. They gave us more info on it. Now we know there's going to be a Coco world.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I mean, okay,
I
that
will
sounds
believe
cool.
it when
Oh,
it's
also a
in
lot of
my
like
hands.
sequels,
Does
Coco.
the Kingdom Hearts animated series take place in between one of these two games that I've never played.
So what they've kind of been announced, I mean, what's been announced so far is that it's essentially going to be almost like a retelling and its own thing rather than an in-betweener. So like they're gonna be it's an anime, so like they have carte blanche to basically
look, if you could do a series that somehow streamlines all of the different games, because that's just it. It's like, oh yeah, there's Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Kingdom Hearts 3, and Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Destiny, and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts I don't remember all. No, I'm thinking of a Final Fantasy game now.
It's not their own like Disney rights.
There's a wild YouTube video out there for all of y'all.
Oh yeah,
there's Kingdom Hearts Abridged, which I love.
That's true.
Yeah.
I bet there is. Yeah.
Two other things of note. They did drop they called it a special look at Doomsday. It's another trailer. That's essentially it's all footage we hadn't seen yet. It's a freaking trailer. They should have just called it a
good trailer.
I feel like that's the footage they showed at SDCC because I heard about or I read about did you do this, Victor? Is this what you did?
Yeah.
Some version of that. I'm sure it's very similar.
But it's easily the best of the trailers so far, and it actually kind of got me way more hyped for it.
Oh, for sure.
Even though Dr. Doom still sounds like he lives in Staten Island.
I am looking forward to this accent.
I'm fine with the accent. It means they're trying something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just RDJ being RDJ.
Yeah, was it? It didn't sound like RDJ, even with like if you remove the fake accent, it sounded like a completely different actor.
If he sounded like Tony Stark, I would not see the movie.
I'm totally fine with that. I want to see this motherfucker try.
Yeah. I'm really happy that Robert Downey Jr. has been working with his his accent coach Steve Carell. Okay, I'm really happy.
I watched Oppenheimer.
He's the dude who's playing a dude who's pretending to be another dude.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
I watched Oppenheimer again the other week, and I was like, this guy still sounds like Tony Stark. Like, just a more subdued Tony Stark. So the fact that he's doing an accent, like, I'm like, man, if he can keep the mask on the whole movie, we'll be golden. We'll be golden.
And hey, we're getting Haley Atwell in Doomsday. Bringing it back to Peggy.
If Tom Holland could keep his mask on for like 90% of the movie, like RDJ can keep his mask on for the movie.
That's true. One other thing of note that's Spider-Man related, that's not the movie that we're about to talk about in 3 seconds. They did also show a trailer to season 2 of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and confirmed that the symbiote will be appearing. So we're gonna get basically that world's version of the symbiote saga.
Spider-Gwen?
Maybe.
No, she was in the trailer.
Oh, she was in the trailer. Shit. I completely forgot about that. Okay,
that's just the opinion. Hey, can I read off some of these Kingdom Hearts names?
Sure.
I picked up the list. Like besides, Chain of Memories, Ray, Chain of Memories, Coded, Mobile, 258 divided by 2 days, Birth by Sleep, Recoded, Dream Drop Distance, 1.5 Remix, X,
Jesus.
2.5 Remix, Unchained Union X, 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue.
That's worse than the Final Fantasy X sequels y'all have.
That's worse than the Street Fighters like games in all the 90s until they got to Street Fighter 3.
This is terrible, dude.
I think Dark Road, Melody. I actually own these because they put out a collection of just all the side bullshit.
Wow.
So.
That sounds like a conspiracy to get the people who buy those games beaten up.
Super Kingdom Hearts Fighter Turbo, Super.
No, you gotta
Kingdom
put like
Alpha.
You gotta put like really like gothy names in there, like
Kingdom
Melancholy.
Hearts Pocket Fighter Metal Mini Mix.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say like Melancholy of Universe or something like that.
Destiny of Destruction. There you go.
It sounds like the
Kingdom
Gundam
Hearts
spin-off
forever
manga.
misunderstood.
Kingdom Hearts. Goofy is the black character in Disney. That's that's the name of it. Yep. Hey, they brought out like all the actors from the Goofy movie, by the way, at D23 also. They had a whole performance. It was fucking great.
I gotta watch that documentary that they did about the making of it.
Yeah. No, that movie holds up, man. That movie really holds up.
Oh, it's
Are you going to talk about
classic.
Marvel moving EIC stuff before Spider-Man?
Yeah, good point. Actually, yeah. Let's touch on that. So Akira Yoshida is no longer editor in chief of Marvel.
Going back to the homeland.
What an honorable
Right?
move for him.
What's the matter with him?
Oh man.
You have to explain the joke for people who may not know.
Okay, fine. I know we've mentioned this on other episodes, but nonetheless, once upon a time, C.B. Cebulski pretended to be a Japanese man in order to get himself further work at Marvel Comics. It worked for a while, and Akira Yoshida wrote a couple of things for Marvel. It was when CB was an editor at Marvel, and he basically didn't want to, have
editors weren't allowed to write at the time. There was like a rule that there was like separation of church and state, which I sort of understand, but it's kind of a bummer. I get that. Like that was one of the big controversies. Wasn't just that he was doing Yellowface, but that why would you trust someone to run the company when they can't even be trusted to abide by the rules that the company has set down?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and plus,
very dishonorable.
And Cebulski had been known for years for bringing in talent from Japan and other places. Like he was basically the go-between. He lived in Japan for a little while in order to be that go-between for Marvel, and it was just it was kind of a little bit disgusting.
Yeah, it was funny. In another one of the discords I'm in, somebody was at Otakon and bought a copy of, I want to say, Nadesco, and it was like art, writing and art by Kia Asamiya.
Oh my god!
Who was did X-Men and a bunch of other Marvel books, but mostly X-Men. And I was like looking at the credits, like they posted the credits page, and of course it was like, it didn't say Akira Yoshida, it actually said CB Cebulski. So I was like, that explains a lot.
The last 10 years, they've completely ignored all the outcry from that. It's like, we don't give a shit what y'all say. He's our boss.
He's the boss.
Yeah, and he was the boss during this era, and it ain't Marvel's greatest era. I'll tell you that much.
Because the last 2 years, DC has been clapping them.
Yeah,
they're chasing them. They're chasing them out of New York down.
It's not the late '90s. Like it's not that bad. Like there have still been some good books, but then again, there were good books coming out in the '90s, but nobody gave a shit because Clone Saga. Like there was a whole bunch of crazy shit going on at Marvel that
Heroes Reborn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Identity Crisis. I love Identity Crisis.
Since I was reading all of X-Men, and I still haven't gone back. I think it's been like 8 or 9 months.
Yeah.
Because I hit 95, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Executioner's song.
It's okay. Operation Zero Tolerance was some good shit, and like that's.
It gave me Cecilia Reyes, and I love my Puerto Rican doctor lady, which they never really did anything with her and the Beast, and I'm still disappointed in that.
Yeah. So, but by the way, CB is going back to his homeland. Donovan was not joking about that. CB Cebulski is going to be Marvel APAC moving forward. He is that's where he's going to be placed. And
Marvel.
Yeah, that's exactly how I'm looking at Marvel's website. That is literally how they're describing it.
Asian Pacific interpreter.
Asia Pacific. That's basically what. Trust me, I run events in APAC. Like that's what they call it. That's that part of the world. And I mean, you should know that, Brent. You go to Japan. But
yeah, we call it PATCOM.
There you go. Close
when I have
enough.
to do my country clearance.
Yeah, close enough. But Steve Wacker is the new editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics. Wacker,
that is good news, I think.
That is very good news.
When you had a lot of creators like Gail Simone coming out, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I love this guy. Not that I had any problems with Cebulski, but
yeah. In fact, Gail had a phone call with Steve, and it went something along the lines of, well, Gail, I have some bad news for you. Like, oh no. Unfortunately, you have to deal with me as your editor-in-chief. And they all had a laugh about it, and she's happy, they're happy. Jamal had some very positive things to say about Steve Wacker as well when we've been talking in the chat about it. I think this is overall a very good move for Marvel. What may not be a good move is quite literally the move, which is that Marvel is leaving New York officially. They are relocating entirely. They are closing their New York offices after all these years and relocating to California, similar to what DC did a couple of years back.
Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, I get it. I know DC did it and it worked out okay with them. They're kicking ass now.
Yeah.
But there's literally, well, I don't know. Marvel's whole identity is New York City, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
that
that
wrong to
Kirby
say?
and Stan Lee are dead in Ditko, they can kind of, they have no bloodlines in there anymore,
But
I
like
guess.
that's their whole identity. So to move out of there, just and I know all the artists and stuff, like no one lives in New York anymore. I get if the New York real estate office is expensive and no one works there anymore because they can do part or remote work, but it's just like, man, what
Yeah.
man?
I know
It-
it.
Well, sorry. Do you
No,
want
no.
me to
Good.
speak?
Yeah,
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 well,
yeah.
I have many thoughts on this. I mean, it does feel like from a business standpoint, there is a part where it makes sense because they want to consolidate, have everybody on the same coast. Like if you're going to make a movie with certain characters, it's cool. If you have like the editors or whatever, you can just like fly them in or, drive them in depending on where you're shooting. Like I get that. But you're right, like besides it's the spiritual home, I also still think that the comics community in New York is still a big one.
Hmm.
And of course we have like New York Comic Con. And it's just like from a standpoint of if you're making comic books, it's a weird business decision. Like but that's not their primary business. We've talked about that on the show before. Their thing is we're an IP factory. We mostly make movies and TV shows. But yeah,
Marvel
like
Entertainment.
yeah, but I mean, again, like it feels wrong on a spiritual level. And again, I think it depresses me as a New Yorker because I see it as a further gutting of our creative community here
Hmm. Hmm.
because we've been losing so much. Like journalism is collapsing. Not that I mean people think of them as creatives, but that's writers. We don't like I mean, filming kind of goes back and forth depending on tax breaks. But I don't think as many TV shows get filmed here as used to. Like, I'm not even thinking of like on location stuff. I'm thinking just studio shooting.
Hmm.
Like remember how
I
many shows
mean,
Ian knows how many shot in the Hotel Pennsylvania.
Oh, of course, yeah. The no longer existing Hotel Pennsylvania, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's and yes, it is. It is very sad when the history of comic books, in and of itself, is New York. And not just publishing, but the history of comic books is New York. We just had a street here in Manhattan renamed after Jack Kirby, and Stan Lee has a street named after him in the Bronx. Like they're there for a reason, and it just I don't know. It feels very, very strange to me that this is the synergy direction that we're going. I understand it. Real estate in New York is super expensive, and if there weren't a lot of people working out of it to begin with at this point, then yes, I can understand that as well. However, I really
Is that
hope
the given reason? Is that what they said?
that's not they haven't really given a reason, to be entirely honest with you. I think it may be that the lease is up, but I think they own the building, so I have no idea what the situation
Well,
is.
Feige is their boss, right? Like he's the one of the heads of Marvel Entertainment as a whole. So
He controls their fate.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just like having everybody closer together because you got to figure where they're in Anaheim. They also have the park there. They have you go up to Emeryville and that's where Pixar is. So just like pulling people in closer because even if we're working remote, there's that control thing like, oh, I want to go into an office and see all my minions working
it's
for me.
it's moving from one expensive city to another. Hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
But
It's
it's
not
Donnie to Newsom.
yeah,
yeah,
definitely not a cost cutting thing. Yeah.
yeah, but also they own stuff in Burbank already. So like it's not like they're gonna have to build a new building or rent out a new space in order for Marvel to have a place to
But
stay.
Burbank and Anaheim are like an hour and a half apart in that fucking town.
I know. I hear you.
So,
I hear you. But
two
it's
things.
yeah, it's the current headquarters of Marvel Studios is what they're built moving into essentially. So yeah, go ahead, Ref.
Well, three things now. So they kicked Andy Park out to get the Marvel Comics crew in.
Yes.
That's one. Two, they do film stuff in New York occasionally. In fact, the place I just left work 3 months ago, the Surrogates Court, is where they filmed the Daredevil court scene with Wilson Fisk in season 2 of Born
Yeah, well, I
Again.
was talking about studio work as opposed
Oh
to
yeah, studio. There's not
yeah.
a lot.
Because like obviously we're never giving up like the Law and Order shows.
No, that's
Dun
forever.
dun.
Like you can't film those anywhere.
They film off the floor below where I used to work, and I never got to bump into Olivia Benson.
Ah man,
What the
I just wanna
hell?
say-
I mean, I'll take Scarapino any day. At this
Yeah.
point.
I will say, yeah, like if Law and Order ever leaves New York, that's how you know the creative community in New York is dead because I'm pretty sure Law and Order is like single-handedly supporting all of Broadway.
Oh,
Mariska
absolutely.
Hargitay made the Knicks win with her little pinky. All right, so
And Jalen Brunson is going to be on an episode of SVU. That is confirmed.
That's true.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson will be guest starring on SVU in the upcoming
if there's
season.
no SVU, then there's no new actor pipeline.
You're right.
Everyone's been on SVU.
I'm watching. Okay, so I've been rewatching the first like 6 or 7 seasons of SVU recently,
Those are great.
oh my god! And so many actors showed up on there before they were big in one form or another. My favorite thing that I run into, and this is for recent seasons and not so recent seasons, is when actors who later play recurring or full-time roles on SVU or Law and Order show up
Daveed
as
Diggs.
criminals. Well, yeah, Daveed Diggs, sure, but like no, actual actors that later come back as full-time actors on SVU. Played
Casey was like a female
characters.
rapist, and then she's later on the ADA.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's
there
right.
was an episode of OG Law and Order in the reboot era that just aired, where the new New York sounding guy who's not actually from New York but is using a Newsies accent to sound like he's from New York, who's a member of the SVU crew, played a potential criminal on Law and Order like 2 years before he showed up on SVU. So that's
Again, single-handedly supporting the acting community
Yes.
of New York City. Like
Yep.
if there's no more Law and Order, like none of the spinoffs,
Yeah.
SVU, whatever goes down, like we're a comics podcast, but I could talk about that if that ever
Oh, no.
happens.
I mean,
That would be
I remember
So-
watching reruns of Law and Order and watching Leslie Odom on there, Leslie Odom Jr. And then Hamilton hit, and everybody's talking about this guy. I'm like, the guy from Law and Order that's on there occasionally.
Well, so
yeah. No, go ahead.
actually, yeah, go.
I was gonna make my third point. It's about Marvel Comics, but let's finish the movie talk, film and acting part talk first.
Well, if you want, I want to say you talk about people that you did not expect to see like in obscure, roles or whatever. Like Ian, as a fellow Stargate fan,
Yes.
Jason Momoa.
Oh my God! Yes, yeah. Stargate Atlantis was Momoa's first breakout gig that wasn't Baywatch, and now he's Jason Momoa. Like he's in freaking everything,
Yeah, I also because that's what blows my mind is I'm like that's the guy from Stargate. Also, I get Mahershala Ali was on the 4400,
Yes, that's very true.
still using his full name.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
What was
go,
your-
Raph.
Yeah. What was your third point, Ref?
I think this is potentially a further death knell for comics, potentially, because just like look at New York, look at the New York we had, when we first started this podcast. Dozens of comic book stores in the city. The industry, we're all talking about the end of the comic book industry, but the industry was pretty healthy. And we hadn't gotten to the MCU yet. And as great as the MCU is, as a person who worked in a comic book store through the most successful phase of the MCU, the impact on the industry of the movies is not as big as everyone thinks it is.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah. I think that's my biggest disappointment with the MCU. Is that no one gives a shit about the comics afterwards, pretty much.
Yeah.
And not to mention, look at the environment nowadays. Some of those beloved stores in the city are gone. It's down to like Midtown Comics, which is beloved in a lot of circles.
Forbidden Planet's
still there, yeah.
But like Mondesi is still there. Mondesi still exists.
But it feels different. It doesn't feel like. And this is all, keep in mind, I'm no longer in the industry. I've been out of the industry for damn near a decade now.
Yeah.
I'm so out of touch with everything. It just doesn't feel the same to me. It doesn't feel as exciting or vibrant here in the city. Oh, even things like Mocha used to have a home, and now it hasn't had a home for a while. Well, it has the the other
It's
home it has.
Society of Illustrators, so it's
Right.
not a standalone museum. In fact, I think that is probably a topic for another episode because we know that the Cartoon Art Museum in San Francisco also recently closed its doors.
Mhm.
They are not saying they're closing forever. They just need to find a new location.
Yeah.
They're no longer at, was it Fisherman's Wharf? I didn't even know they were at Fisherman's Wharf. I visited their location that was further south. I don't remember the address.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a bummer. I remember going to Mocha one year and they had a display of what they wanted to build to
Oh,
house the
yeah,
museum.
yeah.
It was like this really
Yeah.
modern spaceship looking thing. It was cool. It was exciting. I thought it meant they had money. They do not.
No, it was very much a wish fulfillment. What if? And I think if I could be making this up, but I think if I remember the story correctly, whatever contract they had for the new space, because their lease was running out at that existing one, fell through at the very last moment. And prices being what they are in New York, there was no other way for them to go other than for them to join with the Society of Illustrators, and that's
which is not the worst place to end up because
No.
I mean, illustrate. That's what a lot of comic art is. It is illustration.
Yeah.
Doing a lot more heavy lifting than what I think the Society of Illustrators usually displays, but it's at least like spiritually within home. I mean, again, that could be a whole other episode where I could talk about how museums are kind of failing us on preserving comic art right now.
But to tie it back to San Diego Comic-Con, there was one year where Mocha and their old space hosted a not at Comic-Con event, and there's a picture that comes up every year of me and Jamal cheersing a beer while at the old Mocha space. So that's one of my fond memories of being at that particular location for Mocha.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like the community is a little fractured. Like everybody is online friends. Nobody's in-person friends, it feels like. I mean,
I have no idea what you're talking about, friends of mine on Zoom. What are you talking about? Like that's
No
crazy
idea.
talk. Crazy talk.
I've
Yeah.
met every single one of you. We count.
That's true. You're right.
I'm just to kind of conclude Raph's point. We talked about this a little bit on the episode of Questions and Answers that Chris and Ian were on, in terms of like how the MCU didn't correspond to like increased sales in comics, and I thought that furthering that point you can kind of find there.
Yeah. No, you're right. And please, you could go back to 20 years ago, me saying, why the hell don't they have comic books set up at the movie theater when big events take place? It happened occasionally because I remember, this is taking me back, but back when I used to see movies at the Sheepshead Bay movie theater, which recently had a giant flood in the middle of its concession stand during
I saw that.
during a rainstorm, and it was hilarious. But hopefully the theater's okay. But
yeah, Ian has to go back and be like, flooding is bad. I will point out to you, my mom's basement did flood in that last rainstorm. So
sorry to hear that.
It smells so bad down there right now.
But they
sad.
used to have a stand set up for that was manned by Bulletproof Comics in Brooklyn. They would set up a table and they'd be selling comics at comic book related movies that were happening. Didn't happen often. It happened maybe 3 or 4 times, but I was happy to see at least some of that. And there were 1 or 2 other instances where I went to movies and there were similar setups, but I feel like that should have been something that happened a lot more.
Well, that thing is that requires some effort on the part of the movie theaters as well. They either have to find a vendor who wants to sell stuff, or they have to set up a merchandising arm.
Yeah.
Alamo had a merchandising arm, and they sold it.
The Funko.
Yeah, which I mean, they seem to be doing okay there. It just means that when I go to Alamo, like the merch kind of sucks.
Yeah,
but you're
They're
right.
making-
Like what's up?
Sorry, the Mondo, the Richards and Mondo, they were at San Diego Comic-Con. They have these amazing, sick 12-inch Ninja Turtle figures that are based on this AU of their own that continues after the movies. And like Shredder gets rebuilt by Krang. And oh my God, it's so cool. They're $300 each, but I want the wrap. Sorry, go ahead.
I think the only thing I want to buy recently was not even a San Diego announcement, not even D23, but I mentioned this in our group chat. I still can't believe that K-pop Demon Hunters is going to be Criterion Collection.
Yeah, I know. It's of all the things that were
It's
happening.
to me, I think it's just pure business
It is.
because Criterion Collection already has that relationship with Netflix because Netflix doesn't want to release DVDs and Blu-rays.
Hmm.
And Criterion has been releasing all of the like Best Picture nominees that Netflix has produced,
Hmm.
and that would happen to include K-pop Demon Hunters. Like it's
That's
just weird to
true.
me because I know Sony, who made the actual movie, has the ability to put out Blu-rays.
Hmm.
Like the Spider-Verse movies are on Blu-ray, but
To,
You mean
to,
the company that's removing the disk drive from the PS6?
oh my God. To hell with that. To hell with that so badly. I hope that there's enough backlash that they wind up reversing that like Microsoft did their always connected to the internet thing back in the day.
6,000%.
I know. But we're talking about things leaving New York, and I gotta say, it's a wonderful segue to the movie that was filmed mostly in Scotland, Spider-Man: Brand New Day, a movie that feels New York but was not filmed there. And now I am amazed at how much Glasgow looks like the West 4th Street area of Manhattan. Because I felt like he just kept walking down the same streets around West 4th
Like
over and over
Bleecker,
again.
yeah,
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 like
yeah,
Bleecker
totally.
area, because I like that felt legit,
I
even though the
think
rest of it was all CGI.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is that whenever they didn't want to shoot in New York or another city that has a lot of personality for, monetary reasons,
Hmm.
they would always pick the most generic cities possible. Like
Yeah.
Vancouver is just the generic capital.
Hmm. Hmm.
And now they're kind of realizing that people don't really respond to that, and you don't have to do that. There are tax breaks that enable you to find a city that actually has personality. And the thing is, a lot of cities do feel like each other. Like I remember Ian, when we went to London for the first time, we were the
Hmm.
most annoying motherfuckers on earth because we are like, oh my God, this street is just like New York. Oh my God, this street is just like Tokyo. Oh, look, here's another, New York street. Oh, this is a Chicago street.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Because it's true. It does feel that way. Like I just found an image of one of the stunt shots that somebody took on Reddit that was taking place in Scotland, and like. Yeah, you could pass that for like the West 4th Street area of Manhattan, or even other areas. Like it's got enough architectural
That's
similarity.
Chelsea. That's a Chelsea shot.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely. Yeah. And yeah, I make that comment while also simultaneously at the same time saying, before we get to our initial impressions of the movie, that somehow, and I said this on Facebook and I mean it, and I said it also on the episode with Gold Team when we talked about it, non-spoilers. Somehow the movie that was not filmed in New York feels the most New York out of any of Tom Holland's movies, because this is a grounded Spider-Man. This is a Spider-Man that is post Tony Stark. This is a Spider-Man that's on his own, trying to survive in the world. Yes, I know he does not have struggle because we never see him work. So clearly,
What does he do for money?
Aunt
that's
May
what I'm
was
wondering.
fucking loaded after
She
suing
had
Tony
a,
Stark for sexual harassment.
she had a
I am
$500 million insurance policy.
Aunt May, me too, Tony. He paid her off, and that's what he's living off of.
I am raising my hand first for this
Yeah.
combo.
Yes, Dono. Yes. Well, let me finish saying what I'm saying here and just say that I was worried going into it that this wouldn't feel Spider-Man enough with the other elements that they were bringing in.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised by it. I know not everybody was, but I was pleasantly surprised by it. I will now turn to the floor over to Mr. I raised my hand for further thoughts. So Dono, go ahead.
I mean, first things first, I love the movie. Like lifelong Spider-Man fan. So it's not that. Every now and then I am aware of because the conflicting opinions.
Mhm.
I remember when Homecoming came out
Yeah.
9 years ago.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say like I was the only one who said this, because apparently a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork saying they said this, but it felt pretty lonely at the time. I was like of the opinion that like Homecoming was an entertaining movie. I liked Homecoming at the end of the day, but as a Spider-Man fan, I was really uncomfortable with the kind of like 9-year-old gee golly gosh gooey gumdrops Mr. Stark personification of the character.
Yeah.
And I remember on this podcast, I was like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. So there is a level of non-0% vindication that a film which has its eyes squarely set on Spider-Man 2, with the best costume the character's ever had in live action.
Oh, absolutely.
Puts
You mean
it
an
together.
actual fucking costume?
Yeah, exactly.
In real life?
It puts it together and kind of rights the ship. It's like, turning around an ocean liner, but I feel that like we are in a really good place with this character, and that was my major takeaway. I mean, it's not my favorite Spider-Man movie because a lot of them are really really good, but I want to see it again. I've only seen it once because it's a long film, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think that like Tom Holland, who I always had difficulty kind of seeing in the role, this is his best performance as a character.
Oh, no question about it. He always had the down to earth nature working for me, and here the humor is right, the personality is right, the style is right, and obviously the costume is right. I mean, come on, like this shot right here that they managed to pull off of the recreation of the Amazing Fantasy cover, like, my God. Like, come on, guys. Like, that is Spidey to a T.
I mean, the colors are perfect. Like
The Zack Snyder colors?
I mean, his costume, because like Toby's costume's colors were always kind of burnt. Like his blue was way too dark. There was a little bit of an orange and the red in the first movie. Like, this is just like John Romita Sr. Spider-Man illustration right here.
I liked Andrew's second costume.
Oh, the second costume is fire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I love the second costume. I love the second costume. That was the best costume until this one.
yeah.
The movie is not that great, but the costume
Chasm 2
was solid.
costume is the number one costume in
What
my mind.
I like
can
about
see
this
that.
costume over that, is that this actually feels like something someone would wear and not like armor. And like that's one of the problems I had with Raimi's Spider-Man and with Garfield's Spider-Man, is that there was too much shit on top of it. And this feels like a costume. That's why I dig it. Absolutely. No question.
This costume was the only costume that Tom Holland has ever worn.
Yes.
Every other time he's been wearing a mocap suit, which I find
There's shots of him doing Homecoming where he's in the suit, but generally, yeah, he's acting in this costume.
I want to head over to Raph and get your initial impressions on the movie.
I've only seen it once. I saw it opening night. It's really good. It's hard to say this confidently because No Way Home was really good, but I think it's my favorite Holland film. I think Holland has gotten a lot better in the role. That thing we were worrying. I think we're now finally, post Tony. Yeah. I get it. I got the that Tony was his mentor, and movies are not the comic books. You got to make some changes here and there. But I don't think Tom Holland's Spider-Man really was his own character to this movie. Even the last movie, he was more. It was like his father figure's dead, and like now he has these two pseudo mentors / other versions of him to kind of show him the way, and like. It wasn't until like the ending moments of No Way Home that we get him being Spider-Man, and we get a whole movie of it. And I really like how the movie is set up, because it's not just a bad guy, Spider-Man, okay, pass, smash, cool effects. Not that the effects weren't cool, they were great, but like a human story that deals with the direct repercussions of his actions, right? Like, I'm going to make everyone forget me. The people I care about most of my life don't even know who I am. I'm really lonely. I spent 4 years by myself, and I'm not an incel. I'm really cool still, but how do I deal with that? And then the repercussions of it are like sort of like the transformation that Peter goes through during Straczynski's run, kind of. And including getting some really disgusting, nasty webbing. I mean, that's the nastiest interpretation of
God.
organic webbing I've ever seen. It's just gross as shit. Like, it's just splooging everywhere and it's like spurting out. Like, come
Spider
on,
puberty.
man.
Spider puberty. That's what he goes
Get
through.
control of that. Lock it in.
Yeah.
Okay. Gross.
Chris, your thoughts?
Well, it's good that you asked me to go after Raph because I feel like I can jump off of that because we talk about how now Spider-Man finally gets to be his own person.
Yeah.
I don't fully subscribe to that. I think the movie does a good job of getting into like the nitty-gritty of Peter's everyday life. And then again, he feels like the Spider-Man we know and love, where he's always going to be kind of the underdog in a lot of ways. But at the same time, this is like, and I think this is worse with Marvel Studios than Marvel Comics ever did, was that like everyone is aware that Spider-Man is the flagship character. Like, you're going to make a billboard or anything and you're going to put the most important characters on it. Like DC is easy. It's, Superman and Batman usually. With Marvel, it gets weird though, because Spider-Man is the most famous character, but in universe, he's not the leader of anything. Like Superman and Batman are the two heroes that everybody follows either in battle or as like morality wise in terms of inspiration, that kind of stuff, right? But like with Marvel, it's like, yeah, Spider-Man is the most important like symbol of the company, but in terms of in universe, he's just a dude. He's not ever going to lead a major crossover or anything. That role usually goes to either like Reed Richards or Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Or Captain America, obviously. And that, I feel like, is the problem that Marvel Studios is having, because they still have to push forward their huge events. They have to push forward the narrative. So while we finally get this movie where Peter gets to be Peter and do like down-to-earth spider stuff, like I thought like a lot of that was all fantastic. And I enjoyed the movie. Let's get this straight. I liked the movie, but I was like, oh man, they are really asking this movie to do a lot, because the minute it started to get into the overall narrative, the big character reveal and the fact that it brought in other characters, like oh yeah, we're going to have Bruce, we're going to have, the Hulk in this. And I'm just like, oh, cool. And I already knew Punisher was going to be in it. And I'm just like, okay, I mean, that makes sense for the comics. And then, like I said, the big character reveal, I was like, the whole audience went, I don't think they were
spoiled.
upset. I don't think they were it was just kind of like, oh, that's happening now.
My audience went, oh shit. Like,
oh, there was. I mean, do we want to just say it at this point in the recording?
Yeah, we can, since we basically already alluded to it earlier on. Yes,
Madeline Pryor.
Yes, Madeline Pryor, exactly. Good old Maddie. Can't believe that they went with that. God,
So my audience, they were like Jean Grey, and the audience went. Some of the people went, and there was one person in the front. Fucking King went, Gene!
Gene! Scott!
I don't know if I was the only person who I almost fell over at that point, but I was like, thank you. That's the proper response to this fuckery right now.
I saw it at a sold out theater on 86th in Manhattan, and they're like pretty much the entire theater was like taken aback by it. So clearly they hadn't caught on or
I don't think most people were not spoiled. I don't even think my mom knows, and she hasn't seen the movie yet. I would like to take her, but she's her schedule is crazy. But yeah, I just felt like, I mean, as much as I enjoyed the movie, I was like, okay, this is a good story, but is it a Spider-Man story now? Because now it seems to be about damage control and Jean and mutants. And
I'll say that, like, in regards to like Holland's movies having guest characters, I believe that's the deal with Sony and Marvel. He can't do a Tobey and Andrew thing where it's just his characters. He needs characters who have previously appeared in the MCU before in his films for Sony to keep lending Spider-Man to Marvel. I think so. Like that's how it is.
Yeah. Well, which is extra funny that the Hulk showed up, because there's the whole Universal deal with him. So like, that's a reason why. I mean, it may not be the case anymore. Like, for all I know, that's since been, resolved. But the entire reason why we didn't get any Incredible Hulk solo films with Ruffalo is because the rights are still with Universal, or at least they were for many, many years. They could use him in team ups, they could use him in other people's movies, but they could not make an Incredible Hulk movie without paying
I have
the money to Universal.
I have dreams of so Sony has to make a Spider-Man movie every 5 years.
Yeah.
I think it is. And they were cutting it kind of close with this one. So I have dreams of maybe there'll be another actor strike at just the right moment and they will miss that window. And I mean, I'm sure they'll probably argue in court
Of course
whatever,
they
but
will.
it's just I just kind of this is so stupid. I hate well, Marvel really fucked itself in the 90s with all these deals it signed because these were the worst contracts. Like there should not be an IP deal that's in perpetuity.
No,
That's
God,
Avi Arard's, if it's Avi Arard's dealings,
dude.
he was buying a lot of this.
Islands of Adventure in Florida. That is a talk about an in perpetuity deal. The deal with Universal is as long as you keep maintaining the land, which is very loose language, which means if they do a paint job that fucking counts, then they can keep the Marvel characters as long as they want them.
They're not doing a paint job. Adam Cooper's original art's still there. It's awesome.
I know.
It's amazing.
Yeah, including Purple Storm in that weird ass outfit he wore for 8 seconds.
And
Hell yes. The Storm ride.
They did spend money and update the Spider-Man ride.
They did.
So
yes.
that's about as much as they've done in terms
Oh, do they
of
not call Ned Leeds the Hobgoblin anymore?
No, they
he's
still do.
Still there. I just mean they updated the CGI to where it
Yes.
doesn't look like shit anymore.
Yeah. It's now basically it's a 4K restoration of it, and they redid everything, so it looks really, really good now.
It looks really good. It looks
Fun
really
facts.
good. But it's stuck in 1996.
Yes.
So fun
To where
facts.
Sue Storm might as well have the boob window on her career.
That's 92, to be fair.
That's 92. Yeah. Get ahead, Rob. Whatever you say.
So speaking of all this, my friend Fabs works for the man who's responsible for all of that.
Really?
Not
Did he kill him?
Not Avi. Perlmutter. Not Perlmutter. Revlon guy.
Oh.
Ron Perlman.
Okay.
Because he bankrupted Marvel, and that led to the fire sale because they needed the money.
Wow.
Ron Perlman bankrupted Marvel.
Yeah, he acquired it in the early 90s and then sank it. And he's also responsible for my drug problem.
What?
Different Ron Perlman from the NSYNC Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. Or
Thank you.
Ron Perlman, the actor, for that matter.
Another Orlando native.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was thinking of Hellboy.
Yeah.
He's responsible for variant covers with foil on them. So I have him to thank for my drug habits.
Thank you very much. I also love that you also have the zoom on yours, so it very dramatically zoomed as you were saying.
I like it. It's growing on me.
My drug
It's growing
habit.
on me.
Yeah, exactly.
My fentanyl lace covers.
Brent-
Zoom activate. God damn it.
Brent, while you're trying to zoom, what were your initial impressions?
I liked it. I waited a week to see it because I was on travel, having fun, drinking bourbon, and I kind of knew Sadie Sink was Jean Grey. That was the worst kept secret out there. I liked it. I liked it as much as I could, and it's still the best Spider-Man movie without a great Spider-Man villain. It's kind of how I feel about it. Man, if this had a real Spider-Man villain behind it, this would have been a fucking amazing movie. But the fact that it's a shoehorn in for Jean Grey and the X-Men just kind of hollows out the center a little bit. Like I said in my YouTube video, I would have loved to have seen more Tarantula, Tombstone. You know, if you want to throw in a new Electro in there, fucking let's go. Like you had this montage scene at the very beginning. I was like, just give me that. Just give me that for an hour. And then you can do an hour of Jean Grey. But instead we got a montage and then another 2 hours of Jean Grey. And yeah, Yelena Belova, cool, fun. But there's more to be mined here. And they're just, anytime they do the MCU Spider-Man, it feels like it's leaning way more on the MCU than it is the Spider-Man of it all.
I said what I
You got it so
said.
right the first time.
Mhm.
Well, and by the way, just because you brought him up, Tombstone, played by Marvin Jones III, who voiced Tombstone in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now he's gotten to play him live action, and also voice the character. So that's
pretty cool.
And one of the best things about Black Lightning, the TV show.
That's true.
Ooh.
Yep, that's very true as well. I see. There was a very, very difficult tightrope to walk with this, and I knew that if they were going to use any character to advance the MCU, especially when it came to the X-Men, I had a strange feeling it was going to be Spider-Man. I don't even know why, but even before this came up, I'm like, this is where it's going to wind up popping up, because Spider-Man is that type of character that you could use him as the go-between, and also with his powers. Like, there's always been, is he a mutant? Is he not a mutant in the Marvel universe over the years? This storyline of the other that they used, which I most definitely did not have pegged as the storyline that would wind up in a Spider-Man movie.
They keep on adapting his worst stories.
I know.
Well, no, we don't have Norman being the twins yet. We don't have the twins yet.
We never
will. We
never
can't.
will.
We
never
can't
will.
because Gwen Stacy doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So they just drop it right there.
So
yeah.
sorry. No, what you're saying, like pushing stuff forward, it's interesting because like he's doing the power emitter, which definitely leads us into X-Men stories.
Mhm.
And more naturally, that would be a Hulk plot point. But since we can't have a solo Hulk movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
But it's also a Hulk plot point, because it's based on what Hulk is using as his power suppressor for the Hulk in and of itself. Like, the technology is based on his technology, and then Peter refines it and then winds up making it the universal version, which is then used against Jean.
I was just going to ask, how do we feel about Spider-Man potentially making the prototype for the mutant inhibitor?
Oh, I think it's awful, and at the same time genius. I think that if there's one thing,
damage control has the broken remnant, right? I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah, if there's one thing that we like, is Spider-Man being sad, and he has now been given another reason to be sad.
I feel less conflicted about that and more. I think a much more heated discussion is how Jean was characterized in this film.
Mm-hmm.
I personally can like wrap my head around it, but my brother had a real problem with like how sadistic she was. And I think that like if that bothers you in terms of like this is why I feel this way about this movie, I can't be mad at you.
No,
it's Gino. She's Gino. Jean in name only.
Yeah,
I thought SDCC was a greatly cast as a character, though.
Yeah, and here's the thing about that. In some ways, it's closer to Ultimate Jean Grey, because that character is a lot more troubled and damaged than the original version of Jean Grey. And I know that they're pulling from multiple sources with this stuff. It wouldn't be the first time that we've gotten any sort of ultimate influence and things, but where she's coming from as a character, you can understand why she is the way she is. And so many X-Men characters, Rogue as an example,
that was my point. Sorry to interrupt, but the X-Men have a real habit of having the evil phases.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, off the top of my head, Colossus, Xavier, Cyclops, Emma Frost, Beast, for God's sake, Gambit. So it's not out of character for the X-Men to be evil for a little bit.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, maybe someday, maybe not in the near future, but in the distant future, the MCU will explore some of the darker parts of Jean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Third Time's a Charm.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bird like shadow over Jean.
If they do, they are required to play Eurovision song "Rise Like a Phoenix."
I mean, they have to. Right?
They have to. Required by law. Okay, I want that shit in there. Okay, I would be the only one who's asking for that.
Not as required as they are to play MF Doom during Avengers Doomsday. Like, if I don't hear one song from that album on that movie, I'm like,
they have to.
You failed me for the last time.
Yeah. I I want to point
Fucked
out.
everything up in this world.
Uh, can we talk about the directing of this to sidetrack away from story for a minute? Destin Daniel Cretton proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can have practical swinging effects and make them work in a Spider-Man movie, because that was one of the main sticking points of Holland's original trilogy, is that almost everything, I'd say pretty much everything, was CGI. Like, there really was not a lot of swinging going on in those first three movies, and the complete opposite is done here with someone like Tom Holland, who already has, gymnastic background and dancing background, and can certainly be in the suit for simple effects, and then have your stunt double come in for stuff after that. Like, I was thoroughly impressed with the swinging in this movie.
I love Tom Holland as a swinger.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
When this movie dropped, it reminded me of what I heard of when the finale of Breaking Bad aired. Because I wasn't there at the time. I've seen Breaking Bad since, but like apparently when Breaking Bad's finale aired, people basically went to the creator of Lost, I guess it was Damon Lindelof, and said that's how you do a fucking finale. He had to delete social media. People were doing the same thing to John Watts when this thing dropped.
Oh, John Watts did a great job.
Two things.
Yeah.
One, I knew
swinging. He was
Destin Daniel Cretton was great. I knew Destin Daniel Cretton was great because he did Shang-Chi.
Yes.
One of the best movies post Endgame, which isn't saying much, but still. Second thing, guess who did all the stunts for this movie?
Who?
The Jackie Chan stunt team.
Oh,
so that's why the stunts are so good, because Jackie Chan and his team his team that still have intact bones and muscles and bodies. They did this.
Yuen Bao, Sammo Hung.
Yeah, exactly. They took care of our boy Tom.
Well, first off, one more thing. Punisher was really
Spider-Man
good.
Adventures.
Yeah. I think the stunts came a lot. I don't know what the hell it came from. Basically, they were like, "Hey, play the Insomniac Spider-Man games."
Yes.
And you had a lot of that in this movie.
Yeah.
Well,
there were some direct homages, like the fact that he saves the guy from falling off a building, just like in the games.
The most obvious symbol of the Jackie Chan stunt team is the hand. The hand fight like they fight like a kung fu enemy.
Oh,
so that was
What a redirect, by the way, because anybody who saw the trailers for this movie, those scenes are all happening outside. Like the hand scene in particular are happening outside with the fight scene. Like you think it's happening in a completely different situation. And then that, I think they may have finally given it away in the last trailer, but either way, like that it's happening in the location that it is, in the damage control facility. And that scene where he webs everybody up and deals with the hand was easily my favorite action scene of the entire damn movie. Like, it is so kinetic in all the right ways, man. I dug it. I completely loved it.
I think and this is kind of like an adjacent point, but I think my favorite scene, I still want to see it a second time, is the Tame Impala montage, or the scene where he follows Ned to the party. Because I love the Tame Impala. I actually really love Tame Impala, but when they were playing the song "Loser," I think there's been two. We talked about needle drops when we were talking about Supergirl, and James Gunn really set a standard. But that one really felt this was a modern film with modern young characters, and it really kind of captured that kind of sense of like yearning that I thought was like real. It wasn't a Spider-Man movie. It was like a young guy movie. It was kind of like when Peter in Spider-Man 2 was getting ready to see Mary Jane's performance, and like there's kind of that light song playing. It feels like you're watching a different genre. And I love that because it nailed something that neither the Spider-Man MCU films nor MCU films period really do, is that kind of sense of verisimilitude. Like that sense of like, this is actually happening to real people aside from the cape shit, for like a better word. And I thought that, Holland really plays that well because I don't think Holland's ever really done kind of a contemporary, just like normal guy film. He's
Yeah,
usually in adventure films, and I really love that they captured that in a very kind of classic setting.
well, and using MJ and Ned the way they did in this particular movie. There's multiple directions you could have went with this. Either he's spending the entire movie pining over his lost friendship and lost love, and doing his best to have them remember, or he's interacting with them in multiple ways. And we kind of get both in this movie, but even the interactions that are given, like the interactions at the party, nothing really seems forced. Nothing seems like it's going too over the top with the awkwardness of it all. And it easily could have, but Tom pulled it off.
I have an exact point about that scene because a lot of times people have complained, rightfully so, about like the MCU humor.
Mhm.
And then the trailer is like, oh, it's a neighbor, oh, a friendly neighbor. And then he kind of like spits up his drink. In the actual film, it's a good gag because he's like, he doesn't drink, so he's not used to like the taste of alcohol. And
Mhm.
so when MJ comes in the room, he's distracted because it's MJ. So he like, he's all kind of zoned out. And when she says neighbor, he absentmindedly sips the drink again, and he spits it out because it's the taste of alcohol, not because she said friendly neighbor, which I thought was like a really good like character gag and also kind of a humor gag. I mean, the humor was good in this movie because it never ruined a serious moment, and it was actually kind of funny. Like the elevator scene where he comes out with the juicy shorts is funny.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. And him in the winter parka, in the montage, like that's great.
Yelena's office.
Oh my, okay. I did not know that Florence Pugh was going to be in this movie. They did not advertise it. It's great that she does show up the way that she does. The fact that her office is a Brighton Beach bathhouse, perfect. Like absolutely perfect for the character. And those scenes just felt like right. They felt like Spidey, like Spider-Man taking off everything but his mask to get into the water. Like we've seen that in the comics. Like it's that's classic Spidey right there. It didn't feel over the top, man. They really pulled it off.
And Holland has that like John Romita Spider-Man build where like he looks way bigger without his costume than with it on, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. Can we talk about Bill Metzger a little bit as a villain, because essentially that's what he turns out to be, like the head of damage control. A very different Bill Metzger than we got in the comics, I'll tell you that much. And
I'm familiar with him.
And that was a little bit of conversation that did go forward. So Bill Metzger in the comics is let me see the best way to this. Let me see if I can find an actual picture of him here. Let's see if I could find it. But anyway, he was first created by Scotty Williams and Zeb Wells, if I'm looking at it correctly here. No, I'm sorry, my bad. That's a different version of him. So let me go further up. There's 87 versions of him apparently, so my bad. Let me go to the.
What is he, the tarantula?
No. And I was looking at the wrong thing anyway. I was looking at Microbe because the fandom wiki does not do a good job of paying attention to it. So all right, so here we go. He was created by Joe Casey and Steve Rude, and he is from X-Men: Children of the Atom originally.
Oh,
yeah.
I
So
have the book.
He was created in 1999. He's white in the comics, and he's a member of an anti-mutant militia. So very different backstory, very different setup. And I did see at least one comment, I forget if it was by Casey or Rude, that essentially said that he was a bit taken aback by them casting a black man to play this character, considering the nature of the character originally was supposed to be, adjacent to say like skinheads or neo-Nazis and things along those lines. And that's not the direction that they decided to go with the character here, obviously, with casting, Tremel Tillman as Metzger as the head of damage control. So very much a left turn in that particular situation. However, I do still think that the character works as the villain in this particular setting. It's just, a very, very different take on the character than what we got in the comics, which happens all the damn time. It's the MCU, like carte blanche and all that jazz. So,
I mean, at this point, the MCU has just gone on for so long. They've included so many characters throughout all the permutations and continuities that, like, they probably have a smaller list of characters they haven't adapted than ones that they have adapted, which is, I mean, there's still some big names they haven't adapted yet, but like, it's like I have Children of the Atom. I haven't read that in forever, so I didn't know who that was.
Hello, Darkhawk. We haven't had MCU Darkhawk yet.
Gee, how did I know those words were going to come out of your damn mouth? Like,
because
come on,
I'm very easy.
I know you are, yeah. But, hey,
just give me MCU Darkhawk.
We got Detective Jean DeWolf in this movie.
I know.
Yes, who will live forever.
And she's damn good too. Liza Colon Zayas, straight from the bear onto our screens, and Tina, and she's great in this movie. I love the interactions between her and Tom. Throughout here.
You mean Cop Mommy?
Cop Mommy, exactly.
It's
yes.
Cop Mommy.
And it's also funny because like in the games they do Yuri Watanabe, who was also from the comics, but like it's fine that they kind of like trace so much from the game because the game is so much. It embodies the comics so well.
Oh, sure.
So it's kind of cyclical in that way. But like, yeah, he was just to me. I felt that like this is not easily attained. I mean, I don't think that many other versions of Spider-Man do this, but this actually kind of felt like the '90s show. I mean, there's some easy grip pulls like my mutation disease and that kind of stuff. But like, because he was like Robert Pattinson in the Batman, where he was in costume for so much, but you didn't feel like you were robbed of his Peter Parker side. That like, it was pleasant to see him interact with another person in costume. And Gene Wolfe that was just a great utilization of that character, I thought.
It's funny that you mentioned both the video games and and the '90s animated series, because before this movie happened, and before I was thinking whether or not that there was going to be a swerve in this, I was wondering whether or not the villain was going to be Mr. Negative, because we have a whole bunch of characters acting out of turn. And I was wondering whether or not we were going to get 6 arms. and like,
apparently that was tossed around, but they were like, it would be too horrifying, which I agree. But like, I couldn't say that the 6 arms wouldn't have been awesome.
No, definitely. Brent, I know you gotta exit out. So you want to give some closing thoughts on the movie and what you would rank it?
I mean, I liked it. If you watch my video review, it feels like I shit on it a little bit. I wish there was a Spider-Man villain behind all this.
That's fair.
Like, I feel like I was looking for a Spider-Man villain. I was like, is she Jean Grey? Maybe she's not. Maybe she's a Spider-Man villain I haven't thought of. Like, I just wish there was a Spider-Man villain behind all this at some point, Mr. Negative or whatever. I feel like that would have been more fulfilling as a Spider-Man story because, like I said earlier, all these Marvel movies are still Marvel movies. You still got Iron Man in the first one. You got, I guess the second one is not quite a Marvel movie.
Nick Fury.
He's got Mysterio. Nick Fury's in there, but okay, he's a side character.
Yeah.
Whereas this, and then you have the multiverse of madness in the third movie. Doctor Strange is I'll say a main character, but all the multiverse stuff comes in from his film. So that's like a main Marvel thing, and it's not really a Spider-Man movie, even though you got multiple Spider-Men. And all the villains and stuff is like 50-50.
They aren't his, though.
Right.
None of them are his.
It's 50-50. So I just wish I was like, we planted Venom in the last movie. My coworker Carlos today never asked about that, and I'm like, I guess we'll never see the Venom symbiote in the MCU.
No,
I don't know.
they must do it. They must do it and get it right.
We're not going to get Tom Hardy or anything like that, even though it's not a Spidey villain per se. It's at the same time the best Spider-Man film because we got all sides of him, and at the same time not quite a Spider-Man film because it's still a Marvel movie and they're tying everything in.
And he still doesn't have a job. The X-Men. And he doesn't have a job. What does he do? Why? How does he have money?
He's a day trader. I don't know.
Stark tech that Stark gave him. That's my headcanon, that he sold that stuff to sustain himself for a while and buy whey
Well,
protein.
also he doesn't live in an apartment. He lives in a shit heap storage unit that probably doesn't cost much rent wise. And aside from feeding himself, what else, and paying electricity, what else does he do? What
Yeah,
else does
so
he pay for?
it's a weird movie for me because of those things, and at the same time, I feel like there's not really a climax per se because he's not fighting the villain; he's trying to save the villain. Like it's this whole like it's a weird movie when you think about it structurally, narratively. Like it's a very weird movie. So
That's not unusual because like Ant-Man and the Wasp doesn't have a real villain there. The antagonist is Ghost, and the ultimate mission ends up being tried to save her. There are the secondary antagonists, just like the damage control is, I guess, the secondary antagonist. Well, they go from secondary to
right, but
primary towards the end.
they're like way in the back because you have Jean and everybody else she's inheriting or inhabiting, and then you have Hulk and all that stuff. Like damage control's way in the back, and even then, he's still fighting the Hand. He's not really fighting damage control except for the guards at the entrance of that place.
It does kind of feel like the Batman did in that, like, it's less of a 3 act structure and more of a 12-issue miniseries or maxi series.
Yeah,
Kind of has that kind of comic book structure, which your mileage may vary on that. And I don't disagree that, like, ultimately I'm okay with the Jean Grey stuff. It does become her movie like for 20 solid minutes, and I was getting antsy, and I was like, I kind of want to get back to Spider-Man. Which isn't to say that like that stuff is bad for the character, but like as a Spider-Man fan, I was like, we were in Nirvana with all the Spider-Man stuff that I was that part I might be fast forwarding in future viewings.
yeah.
Is Sarah Gray an X-Men character or not?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She
Sarah
is from
Gray,
the comics, but I had to look it
She
up.
had powers?
Sarah
Not
Gray,
originally.
Yeah,
Probably not.
She's a gray, but she's not like. I think Jean is the only.
Well,
member.
so when she was first introduced, she was just Jean's sister. She did not have powers. Her major storyline was her disappearing for a while and basically turning up dead because she turned up as part of the Phalanx, covenant.
yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, like they did a whole thing like, oh my God, where's Sarah Gray? Oh no, she's missing. And like the storyline never really went anywhere until they were like, oh yeah, she was just absorbed by the Phalanx Covenant. Years later, I think she might have been resurrected, or they definitely revealed that her kids have mutant powers or the potential thereof.
Yeah.
Right.
But Sarah was never really intended to be like a mutant character or anything. She was just like Jean's perfectly normal sibling.
Yeah.
Right. Jean is
Jean's
the
parents
only
are in the
mutant from her
comics,
generation.
and in this movie, like their mom abandoned them.
That's the only thing I wanted an answer to. But yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I loved it, and at the same time, I'm like, eh.
What do you give it out of 5?
I mean, it got me. I teared up. I choked up multiple times, so it's like a 4.5 out of 5. As weird as this fucking movie was.
Fair enough, man. All right, we're probably gonna go on for another 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, go for it.
Wrap up. So we'll talk to you next time. Make sure to watch BK's Bullets, YouTube, all that jazz.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, later, guys. All right, so one thing that I wanted to bring up in particular that we haven't yet, VMAX. I really appreciated the VMAX swerve. Like, we're thinking this entire time, like, what the hell is VMAX going to be like? Is it vibranium? Like,
I thought it would be like mutant growth hormone or some kind of drug.
Me too.
Something like that. And then
That they were juicing her somehow.
and then that it turned out to just be the vent in the room that they had Sarah in. That was dark, and at the same
It was very
time,
dark.
really, really worked for the overall for the movie. It's like it's a type of payoff that I appreciate. Not everything has to be this big, tie-in.
MacGuffin.
Marvel.
It's like in the Akira movie when they finally reveal Akira is just a bunch of body parts in a little capsule.
Yeah.
That was the darkest for. I was like, oh, we're doing this. Like she just dead.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think that like Amazing Spider-Man 1 is probably still the darkest Spider-Man movie, but this one went up there. Just in terms of kind of how straight it kind of did everything, which I like. Spider-Man can get dark.
Also, this is the same Punisher that was in the rated R Punisher one shot. This is the same guy. This is the same character who's having adventures with Peter and MJ in this.
I mean, he did shoot him in the end.
True.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've actually kind of really cooled on Barenthal's Punisher of late. It was kind of a combination between Born Again and his one-shot special because he is not the comic book tactical, cold, stoic Punisher. He kind of just gorilla screams all the time.
Is this go-to move?
He's
that
Roy
being
Kent.
said,
He's Roy
I
Kent.
I did
No,
enjoy
I'm right.
this movie.
He's Roy
Yeah.
Kent.
Yeah. Well, but I know why they had him be in this movie, and it's his friendship and relationship with Tom Holland in real life. John Bernthal filmed Tom Holland's Marvel audition tape to become Spider-Man in the first place. Like they were on the set of Pilgrimage back in 2017, and Holland filmed filmed his audition tape with the help of Bernthal. Holland's also the guy who convinced Bernthal to audition for Punisher in the first place. So, like, I'm not surprised at all they brought him in, and also the comic bookness of it all between Punisher and Spider-Man. Like, Punisher first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man. He's been a Spider-Man appearing person in and out of comics all throughout the years. It's not like it doesn't make sense. It probably makes even more sense than Hulk showing up. To be frank,
It does. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I think that like the comedy is genuine. I mean, I could nitpick about Punisher being free to just hang around in the hospital and not being arrested, but like I'm not in the mood to.
Okay. Him in the Spider-Man costume, in the Spider-Man mask, though, that was great. It was
silly. It was silly, but it was fun. I mean, I wasn't sitting there frowning. I was like,
No.
yeah, I'm with you on this. But I actually liked it when they were fighting the Hulk, and they were and like I think at one point Jean looks at the camera and they're just bitching at each other, they're gesticulating and all kind of stuff. And that's what's funny.
Yep. And going back to Jean, the biggest the biggest violation. I just watched X-Men 97. I'm one episode away from the finale. All I've been hearing is Jean. No, the biggest violation that she had in this entire movie was when she took over MJ and made
that was fucked
Peter
up.
believe that she remembered, and the kiss happens and everything, and then she's like, "Psych, just kidding."
That was so cold-blooded, and like again,
That was ice cold.
she is looking for her sister who ultimately turned out dead. So I'm willing to give her some leeway, but that is villainous. That is objectively villainous. Like, could you see Iceman or Warren doing that if they had the?
Are we sure she's not Bobby Drake? Because damn, that was cold.
Hey,
Are we sure she's not Madeline Pryor? Because I mean, I'm just saying,
I mean,
Oh my
Dino
God,
had it right.
I'm calling it now. They'll do in a future movie where they clone like her sister, but she's named Madeline.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Shit. Oh my god.
and Scott's like, hey.
Yep. Oh my god. It's gonna
Sarah. I mean, Jean.
Yeah, Scott's like, wow, I have an amazing attraction, not only to you, but also this blonde-haired woman, and also your sister. Like, I
This is
just
great.
think-
3 cakes.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, if I wasn't already naming this episode, it's a brand new day we live in. I'd be naming it 3 Kinks, but also then I wouldn't be able to put it on half the platforms. So
Is that you doing Pokemon, by the way?
yes, it is. Yes,
I hate you so much.
Of course it is. Of course it is, because I'm evil. Come on. It's the Johto adventures of Spider-Man, man. Like that's that.
Pokemon Johto.
This is the 38th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It only felt like number 37 to me.
Yeah, they only gave you 16 movies they expect you to watch before seeing Doomsday.
Yeah.
And 2 of them aren't even them. 2 of them are the Fox movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is also something that I appreciate about this, and it's also probably why a gazillion people went to see this freaking movie, is that you don't have to see a lot of other Marvel movies outside of the Holland Spider-Mans to really appreciate this game.
I'm really hoping that whatever happens post Doomsday and Secret Wars is like a soft reboot.
Yeah.
So they can give people a jumping on point.
I got money for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be very mutant centric for the foreseeable future. So
Yeah,
I
that
think
might be
that
a
is a
build up
soft
to Avengers
reboot.
versus X-Men, honestly.
Oh,
I
no.
mean that makes sense, but also, which Avengers are you going to have at that point? Like, are you soft rebooting to the point where you're going to have a new Captain America? You're going to have a new
I
Iron
think
Man?
so. I think so. I've thought that for a long time. It's like it's weird to kind of talk about Marvel in terms of like crisis terms,
Mhm.
but I think we're getting a new Black Panther, which everyone knew was going to happen. I think we are getting a new Tony. I think we are getting a new Cap, and I think it's just the nature of the beast. Is these characters are going to outlive all of us. They want to continue making more money. They're not going to just pretend that Iron Man and Captain America can't be around anymore. And granted, we still have
Teen,
Sam,
Yeah,
but I think that like the factory reset of the characters is inevitable.
Teen
you're not
Tony.
Teen. Get out! No, Teen
But
It's
Tony.
Tom
come
Cruise's time to
on.
shine.
Hey, maybe then we
Yes.
can finally have Young Avengers.
That's
Yes, if they
As
built the team already.
everyone's, dipping into their late 20s at this point.
I mean, hey, Ms. Marvel was setting it up at the end of Hawkeye, and we still haven't gotten any
I
young
think that
Avengers.
goes on the list with the Blade movie
Oh,
and
God.
and all that.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but also we're dealing with Billy and Tommy over in the world of Vision Quest. Like, come on,
Yeah,
like
we'll
we're.
see.
I think they'll get it back on track. It's just we won't get the payoff when we expected it.
Mhm.
It'll be a while.
Oh, Naomi Watts as the voice of Evie. I appreciated that. I think she did a really good job as his AI assistant, essentially. So that was pretty cool. And
Did you catch the Keith David
yes, I did.
cameo?
Okay, I did because that cameo is majorly centric in one of the trailers. That
Yeah, no.
the Keith David voiceover is all over like either the first or the second trailer, and you're like, who is Keith David playing in this movie? Like is he Tombstone? Like what's going on here? And then it's literally the track to a spider video that Peter's playing, trying to figure out why the hell all of a sudden he has organic webbing.
Yeah, that kind of like, because I saw the clip and then I was just like, wow, that sounds like Keith David. But, it couldn't be him because it's like this throwaway scene. And then I checked the credits and I'm just like, are you fucking shitting me? You threw away Keith David on like this little bullshit cameo thing.
Yeah.
It's like Hammond from Jurassic Park, spared no expense.
Well, and hey, it doesn't mean he can't play somebody else further down the road.
Yeah, I know that rule seems to be gone. There used to be the rule you could only play one thing, and now
Oh,
I don't think they really care anymore. Which, I mean, the thing is, statistically, you're going to go through every actor in Hollywood at this rate, so you might as well just let them double dip.
Yeah. To bring it back around and to wrap things up after that, I think that Ruffalo was a great scientific foil in this. It's not the first time Spider-Man's gone to a scientist for help. This time he just happened to be big and green. And when we got Savage Hulk in this is the most Savage Hulk that we have gotten, and I was there for it. Like
It's the most Hulk since Age of Ultron, bar none.
Damn, yeah. Yep.
Because after Thanos took his chain in Infinity War, he's just not been the Hulk. And here he was, because you want Spider-Man against Savage Hulk. You don't want Spider-Man against stand-up routine Mark Ruffalo. So
Yeah.
it was good.
And yeah, that worked really well. And then the final bits here. MJ, do you think by the end MJ also remembers? Or is
they can't remember? It's a spell. I think it's not a case of them remembering. It's a case of them sort of like relearning. Because like the shit with Ned is less of, I mean, it's muscle memory, but he clicks Peter as being Spider-Man's name, not I remember you from my past life.
That's where I was going, and everybody on the internet is like, "Oh my God, the power of broship made him remember everything at the end." And that's true love right there. Is friendship wins out, but one of two things happened. Either yes, he put two and two together because MJ dropped the name Peter when they were hanging out, and then the handshake jogged it out, or Jean helped trigger it inside of Ned, which is also very possible. MJ crying while she was in Jean Grey stasis is something other people point to. It's like, oh, well, she's clearly remembering there. It's like, no, maybe she's just upset.
Should not use the word clearly.
Yeah, like come on. Nothing's clear about any of this. All I know is that they are now at a new point in their existence. Ned and MJ will probably be in the next Spider-Man movie, and they're just gonna have to rebuild their love and friendship one way or the other. And Peter can move on and go date Felicia Hardy or something.
But how does it actually affect the spell is like the question that I have.
That is a good question.
Because if the spell is supposed to be no one remembers, and if people remember, then the multiverse falls apart. The two people remembering, like, is that going to break the spell? Like, can he go to Doctor Strange and be like, "Hey, remember me"? Like,
well,
where does it stop? What is it?
The
Raph?
multiverse is going to break apart anyway.
Yeah,
just not because of him.
Maybe it could be because of him.
Well, yeah, that's also possible. The other thing I was going to say was, I don't remember.
Well, while you try to remember, I'll just say, so what you're saying is that the power of broship has literally destroyed the multiverse. Like that's what we're coming down to.
We always knew it would.
Yep, exactly. That's it. You can't dap fists with anybody, or else you're somehow going to wind up destroying your world and others. Like that's just the way it goes. I don't know. Something's going to go one way or the other, but I would like to see further exploration of Spider-Man's history in future movies. I'd like to see him work for a damn newspaper or blog or whatever.
It's so tough because they nailed it in the original franchise.
I know.
So you don't want to straight up retread, but like that's the thing is that like as much as I do really love this movie as a fan, it is hard to not see an Osborn in there. And when I say Osborn, I don't mean like where's Norman? I mean like Harry Osborn. It's just hard to not have the cast there because that is Spider-Man. It's like the MCU buildup was kind of an albatross because it's like, well, it's the memory thing and like Ned, which was stole from Gonki. So it's really all kind of messed up. And
it's all mismatch. Because like she's not Mary Jane, there's no Gwen Stacy, there's no Osborns whatsoever. Like
it's really tough, which is why I think that like the symbiote is their best shot because like that story is awesome and they keep on messing it up.
And you could still introduce an Osborn in the next movie, like you could.
But he's already met Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn killed Aunt May. So that's what I'm saying. That is hard to do.
But Harry, like. Harry could easily still exist in this world, and there could be another Norman, whatever. Like, but you don't have to have Norman be Green Goblin. You don't even have to have Harry be Green Goblin. Quite frankly, the Insomniac games have proved you could have Osborns be other things, and still make it work in the end. And
I mean, Harry as Venom, I wouldn't say is agreed upon as what's working, but I seriously, I just think it's odd for them to like, and there for this story, Peter is meeting Norman and Harry Osborn, and Tom Holland not staring at Norman Osborn and wanting to kill him.
Well, we could also essentially blame the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Garfield's second movie, for why we do not have Harry in the Hollands, because like that movie fucked over the so much.
If it wasn't for that movie, we wouldn't get Tom Holland, period.
Well, yes, that's also true, but still, like it muddied the Osborn waters significantly by trying to shoehorn in a best friend and also do Green Goblin at the same time, and the Sinister Six, and Electro. Like,
I don't disagree. I feel about Amazing Spider-Man 2 the way you guys feel about Gotham. Is that like, it's hard. So like, but at the same time, it kind of shoved too many things in the doorway.
What did I describe it as when we reviewed it back in the day, Raph? It's Superman 3.
Yeah. Like a lot of good ideas, but like the execution really wasn't there.
Because and also because Jamie Foxx is basically playing Richard Pryor. Like that's what it comes down to.
He's playing Jim Carrey's Edward Nygma. He's playing Cheetah from Wonder Woman. Yeah. He's playing Catwoman from Batman Returns. He's playing Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3.
Yep. So one last thing to comment on the very, very final scene. Ned's tracker device picks up a second Spider-Man. Is that Miles or is that a Spider-Man from another universe?
I thought that meant that Holland was on Battle World for Secret Wars, but people's idea was that like it was another Spider-Man, like multiverse.
No, I definitely thought it was. Oh, Peter's here. Oh shit, Peter's in space now. Bye.
Yeah. That's probably what it is.
I thought Battle World.
Way too many people reading into it being Miles. It's like, no, why would Miles be off world like that?
Miles isn't an alien.
Why
Also-
would Miles be introduced this early too? You need at least
Why-
another movie.
And why would Miles be in Queens?
Yeah, he's a Brooklyn kid.
Exactly, damn it. But yeah, I don't know. It could be Battle World, or it could be Rift in Dimensions. You know, another one of the Spideys somewhere
And
else.
there's a pretty reliable rumor that one of the other Spider-Men are going to appear in Doomsday, and they might be seeding that. I don't know for sure, but I think that Kalshi and Polymarker probably have odds on that.
Yeah. So, and let's not talk about those things because they're evil. But yeah, let's.
Yes.
What are our final out of fives for Spider-Man? Raph, what do you give it?
You know, it's it very satisfying story. Doesn't have all the elements of Spider-Man you want, as we've talked about, but really good. I think honestly, if you asked me today, I might put it over No Way Home for the best of the Holland movies, or I might put No Way Home over it. You know, it just depends on my mood. I'm gonna go with like 4.75 out of 5.
Oof, damn, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's pretty
it's
good.
a brand new day for the crew. So
Starting off a brand new day, man. That's it. Chris, what do you got?
I mean, I think I wanted to check my litter box so I could be consistent as a human being. But it's taking forever to load. But I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. Like, it wasn't like the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was like a wholly solid experience that I found very enjoyable, even if I thought it was over. Yep, 4 stars. Yeah, I thought it was very enjoyable, but again, it was like overstuffed, asking way too much of like Spider-Man. There's like way too much setup in it. But yeah, there was like a lot I really enjoyed in it. As I said, I think Tom Holland's really come into the character. The costume was good. The Jean Grey storyline was actually very good, despite kind of detracting from the Spidiness of it all. Oh, have you watched like the rehearsal videos for the mind control sequences?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, because they actually hired like dance choreographers to do
cool.
it, and there was like a bunch of videos, you can find them on YouTube, of like teaching the people how to do like the waves of the body jumping and stuff. So I think there was a lot of craft in this movie. I think that's my favorite part of this movie, is the craft, the level of craft that went into it. I did want to call out, because I didn't say earlier, like, it might not have been shot in New York, but they sure wanted to make you love New York with that credit sequence.
Oh my God, yes, no question about it. Yeah.
I
Also,
saw some of them post out today that like those were referencing Spider-Man 2 when Toby was sending Jameson pictures of people playing chess and dog walking, and it's like those actually correspond to what Jameson's complaining about. It's like, no way, is that intentional?
oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Oh my God. And also, we didn't even comment on it. Great soundtrack. I think they did a really good job with the soundtrack throughout. Like, it's well scored, well executed. It just felt very, very old school Spidey. So yeah. Donna, what do you give it?
Man, it's like if I could take this movie's first 2 acts and then put it with like No Way Home's second half, that would be the perfect Spider-Man movie, because I loved the second half of No Way Home so much. And then this one I love so much. The last act is not bad, but like I think it's really slow with the Jean Grey parts. So I want to give it like 4.5, teeter on 4.75 if we count that in quarters. But it's a 4.5 out of 5. It is in a lot of ways the best Spider-Man movie, but like, in other ways it's like the best one. It's the best Holland movie, and it has its eyes on Spider-Man 2. It's not nearly there, but it's going for it, and it kind of keeps the metric for Spider-Man films high. Like he's hardly had any bad movies flat out.
Are we talking live action or animated? Because I will fight you if you're not counting Into the Spider-Verse.
I mean, Into Spider-Verse has to be the king.
Oh, no question about it. Yeah,
I like Across the Spider-Verse better than Into Spider-Verse.
Across is really
fair.
But like, I think those two are in the top 5.
Oh.
And then I can't. That's another hour worth of discussion where they all
ranking
belong.
Spider-Man movies.
We could have an entire episode about that, and we probably will. But we'll probably wait till Beyond comes out, and then we'll make that happen.
Exactly it. Yep.
Which, by the way, if you haven't seen the 6 minutes that leaked, oh my freaking God!
Oh, I'm not.
Amazing. I'll link to it. It's on Reddit somewhere. Like it, even if they don't want you to see it. But I'll give my rating. But first, stretch a little bit first. Got it.
Yeah.
gotta stretch in order to.
Also, can you and Raph do me a favor? You should see the score of the Brewers Mariners game that wrapped up.
Oh my God! Okay, hold on one second here.
Yeah, I want your live reaction on the podcast.
Brewers Jesus Christ!
Holy shit! Wow, you suck, Seattle! Get the hell out of here!
I have friends that are Mariners fans. I'm going to be messaging them. The Brewers beat the Mariners 22-0 tonight.
God damn! That is not like.
Oh my God! Like
that is in Spider-Man terms. This is like watching both Captain Stacy and Gwen Stacy die on the same day. That's brutal.
That's 3 touchdowns and a 2-point
We call
conversion.
that family annihilation.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That is if there's a Marvel event that covers this, it's Annihilation. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And speaking of which, I give it about a 4.75 out of 5 too, to be honest with you. I think that this is, I mean, again, I need to see it again. Maybe if I can sneak it in sometime in the next couple of days, I'll make it happen. But
I will say though,
really
the greatest moment in Spider-Man film history is definitely him walking out of that store with new clothes. Yes, you for understanding.
Hey, we always got to bring it back, man. I mean, hey, Chris,
Bully McGuire.
Chris, you and me, Raph, walking, doing the whole.
You guys did it. I just watched.
I know. Sure. And she was like, "I don't know them. Who are these?"
Zendaya did it.
Yeah, I know. I saw it when she was on Fallon. She went out and she did it. But yeah, it's a pretty damn good movie. Will it hold up over time? That remains to be seen because I'm still in like the glow of it all. But like, they managed to tightrope walk it pretty damn well of it being a Spider-Man movie, but also introducing the X-Men into the concept. So yeah, I'm down. I'm completely down with it. I loved it. We're not gonna have time for Lanterns tonight. I don't care. I'll just say as a quick aside that I really liked the first episode a lot, and anything David Lindelof is a part of, I'm probably gonna wind up enjoying. So that's happening. So yeah.
Hey Ian, what does Lindelof's balls taste like?
You know what they taste like? Wait, hold on. You know what they taste like, Chris? Leftovers.
How graphic. Layers is good. I feel mixed about it.
Fair.
X-Men 97. We're also not going to get to that, but oh man,
I'm one episode away from it being done.
I was wrong about the 12 from last time we talked about it.
I'm glad you were wrong about the 12. I think I'm enjoying this a lot, but it feels rushed. I feel like
it's only 9 instead of 10 episodes.
It's too short. Yeah.
You could have just given us a filler episode at that point. Just give me a good X-Men storyline, give me a side story. Give me an X Factor episode that's just them hanging out.
Yeah, or like how they got together.
The Wolverine episode in and of itself, I enjoy, but also it did a lot in a very short time, which means we completely missed out on Bone Claw Wolverine.
Yeah, that's why I hated it. The episode would have been fine. They should have given the adamantium to Sabretooth, but that's for another episode.
Yeah, starting with Polaris, the season kind of.
I dig Polaris as a character. Like, I think they did a pretty good job, and was not expecting love interest to go the direction that it did. We will talk about that.
Yeah, let's save that.
Forward. Yeah, but Chris, where can they find you?
I'm on Bluesky and pretty much every other social media that's not overrun by Nazis as Lampbane. I don't know when Ian's putting this episode out, but I do have a panel at Anime NYC on Friday at 6:15. I think it's 1B15. I don't remember the room. They haven't actually put it on the schedule on the website, but it's anime tourism without leaving New York. Ian has seen the slides. I've found a lot of places in New York City where different anime have been set, and usually they try to like match the scenery shot for shot, so you can just like if you were in Japan and you can visit the sites of your favorite anime, you can do that in New York. So I'm both looking forward and maybe mildly panicked because I haven't done a panel in so long.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it happening, and I hope anybody who hears this before Friday is able to attend. Raph, where can they find you?
I'm all over the internet as Raph does stuff, including most social sites. Don't ask me how often I check them though. But I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Raph does stuff. Most of the time I just talk about random stuff, or watch videos that don't make me angry, talk about them, watch videos that make me angry, yell at them. And every other Sunday I run a D&D game, my longest running D&D game ever, because we just finished the episode 22. I don't think we got that far with any of our games with like Austin or anyone else.
We came close, but not that much. Yeah.
So this is my longest running game. We just finished off a major boss fight. Yeah, that's every 2 weeks. Twitch.tv/Raph does stuff.
Cool. Donna?
Questions. We don't have answers. We just dropped a new episode today. Talking about it's a returning conversation about adaptations. Talking about the various recent adaptations, including the Odyssey. Our guest Stella was less of a fan than I was. You can find me on that podcast, kinoanswers.com. You can find me providing promotional content on dc.com. You can find me on Bluesky, Donna Mark. You can find me on most social medias as Donna Mark, and further episodes of this lovely podcast.
Yep. I also want to point out, if you go to the YouTube for Comic Timing and you haven't checked out Chris's short on her unboxing of the K-pop Demon Hunters box that she got, it is by far our most watched video. So check out the short and enjoy what was sent to her by it was Hasbro, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was the Hasbro box.
Yep.
Still over there in the other room.
Right. And with that, email address for Comic Timing is comictiming@gmail.com. Facebook.com/Comic Timing is where you can find Comic Timing on Facebook. That's also where you can find the Comic Timing fan group. Please join in on the conversation there and let us know about what you think about this and other episodes. Video versions, youtube.com/@Comic Timing Podcast. We're on Bluesky as Comic Timing. We're on Instagram as Comic Timing Podcast. And we're on Threads as Comic Timing Podcast as well. For Raph, for Dono, for Chris, and for the already departed Brent, I'm Ian Lettucey, reminding everybody out there that there's always time to stretch and always time for comics.
I haven't done this since high school.
Hey, I'm going to read you a comment from the Reddit thread about the baseball game.
Yeah.
People ask me if the rain ever bothers me in Seattle. My reply is, no, it's great. It means there is no baseball.
Brutal.